victory for Mamelodi Sundowns, but already they had to grind out those results. So it already tells you just how much of a tough battle it's going to be today.
Afternoon, Bale, and to our beautiful viewers at home. The Battlelines have been drawn by their previous encounters, and what even makes it more interesting about this encounter is that all the teams that participated this year have been very competitive. It was not an easy road for Sundowns, same as Green Buffaloes, even though they had to grind and make sure that they become resolute. Remember, they only had one thing in mind, and to meet Sundowns in the finals, and here they are today.
And when we look at both these teams, of course, we know that Green Buffaloes is one of those teams that has not conceded such a much better performance than last year. It just seems like this team is so switched on, which Sundowns would have to be very wary of.
I'm not surprised, because if you look at the national level, Zambia finishing third with a bronze with the national team. So it shows how much improvement has been done. They're coming here with lessons and experience. So what they will want to do is to make sure that they perfect each and every implementation of tactics they've been trying to drill during the practice.
When you look at both these teams, it's like Zambia and South Africa. And they both in the World Cup. They're also WAFCON. I mean, you can already see the impact of these individual players just in their teams. You know, we've seen them in the national team, but you see the impact in their local teams as well, and the experience they bring.
There's been a massive improvement in terms of the women's football in the SADC region, and as Zambia and also South Africa become a beacon of saying, there's a lot that has been done in terms of development. What I like most is the coaching behind for these players, because they've improved technically, and that makes it even a better game to watch, taking into account how they perform in the Nations Cup earlier in the month.
Well, let's focus on Mamelodi Sundowns, because now you look at their first game, 8-1. Big statement as defending champions. Then they come on, gutsy performance by Double Action Ladies, the same team they beat 6-0. So what does this now tell you about this Mamelodi Sundowns team that was struggling to get those results against Double Action? But you look at this particular encounter, Olympic up against Green Buffaloes. They were the first team to solidify their place in the final.
Irene Lungu, she has been deadly in front of goals, but what I like is from Chanda, she was not selfish that much. She's able to provide an assist at that point in time. So the camaraderie within the Green Buffaloes team, and remember, these are the two players that also play for the national team. So that understanding will be very key in terms of opening the Sundowns defense.
Defensive prowess is what we know of the Zambian team. When you look at Tempo, when you look at Moemba, when you look at Musase Haswal, who's in the back, such a solid defensive structure, but a well-balanced team when you also look at the offense. You've got Chanda there, you've got Lunga, Irene Lunga there as well, just marshalling the troops up front.
There is an unsung hero in this Green Buffaloes team, and that's the captain, Benai, in the middle of the park. She's a number 8. The way she links the defense and attack, it's something that she gives the balance, and hence you see the likes of Lungu and also Chanda and Nyanyangwa making sure that they get the necessary goals. But as for Irene Lungu, as a top goal scorer with 5 goals, it tells you that, look, she's razor sharp in front of goals.
When you've got a team that complements each other so well, when you also have a team that is so unselfish when they play together. You know, I spoke to the players, and they were saying, look, we are soldiers. We are very disciplined, and we understand the whole psyche of not being selfish, but to assist as well. The mentality of this team is so right.
They're informed by their powerful resilience, because if you remember very well, playing a football, it's not just an individual sport, it's more of a team sport. And once you're able to complement each other from the defense, up midfield and strikers, it makes the job easier for each and everyone, because you know your primary role. But more importantly, it's how they've been defending, starting from the front to the back, not from the back to the front.
So how can they hurt Sundowns today?
If you look at their lineup, they've got Chewa, they've got Nanyangwa on the wing areas, and that's where Sundowns playing with 3 center backs. They might expose them.
All right, and you're speaking of Uchewa as well. Yes, she's one of those players who does come in as well. But let's just talk about now what will be needed in terms of, we know that to win, you must dominate possession. But we've seen Green Buffaloes on those counter-attacks. And that is exactly also how they got these results. The only team that has not conceded. There is a structure to this team, and they were utilizing the strategy right.
You could see that they're well coached, but more important is their two center backs in Mwembo and Tembo. They're likely to play diagonal balls to Chewe and Nawanga, and that's where they might hit Sundowns if not checked.
And you spoke about Judith as well being that player of the match as well in that previous game as well. So she's a player who also will be key in the midfield. So we're going to pick up on her. But let's hear from the coach and just hear how he has prepared to make sure that he wins his maiden trophy here at the Sugar Ray Clearly Stadium. Coach, your team has not lost any of their games. Defensively, we've spoken about your team, that they have the strongest defense here. Coach, are you pleased with what you've seen of your team this time around?
Yes. I'm very much pleased with the performance of the team. They have done what we have been practicing, and it's showing in the pitch. Yeah. Sure.
We know what happened last year, and just missing out on the final, and it was because of Mamelodi Sundowns. A bit of revenge, I'm sure, for your team as well, wanting to just get that result over Mamelodi Sundowns, I'm sure.
Yes. That is what we want. If we can win, that will be very fine for us. Last season, yes, we played against them. They played so well. In fact, let me take this opportunity to say this is the best team we have, the strongest. If we are able to withstand their pressure and their type of play, that means we are doing very fine. Yeah. Sure.
Please talk to us about your changes and just reasons behind some of those tactical changes.
My aim was to rotate players, which we did, so at least they have enough rest, those two, because we expect them to run a lot up front, knowing how Sundowns play. They are always playing the ball, so we need players who can run. Yes.
Your team just seems so balanced. We've spoken about the defense, but even up front, Coach, you've got Irene Lungu with 5 goals. You've got Chanda as well. You just have this array of players that you can count on, and you just don't have one player that you focus on.
Yes, exactly. They are working as a team. Yeah, they are complementing each other very well. That is very good, yes.
And winning that midfield battle, rather, how important will that be with just retaining that possession and dictating the pace of the game?
Exactly. They have the best midfielders, so we have to be on top of them, quick in the recovery moment and quick in pressing, then we'll manage them because they are very good ball players. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. All the best.
Sure, you are welcome.
James, has this team been tested? Because I don't think they have been tested yet.
Not yet, because if you win two teams, two games by 4 goals, it shows that you've been more on the offensive. I want to see them when they've got their foot behind the back to see how they're going to react, because every time they were leading, so playing against Sundowns, they won't be giving much, but will be relying more on a counter press and making sure that in a transition they find the right pass.
It seems like it's also that battle of the golden boots as well. When you look at Irene is on 5 goals, you look at Uchanda as well, her name is on the score sheet, but also they're playing against a team that also has many goals to their name. So it's not just about dominating here, but it's also about winning that golden boot.
I'm not surprised, because remember Khadiete, she was the leading goal scorer last year. So this time around, roles are being reversed with regards to Ulungu being the one, and with Khadiete, she's got 3 now. So let's see what she's going to do in this game. Maybe she can score a brace or even a hat-trick for that matter.
Well, we will be back with more of the team news as we now focus on Mamelodi Sundowns, the home side that will be looking to defending their title here at home and just keeping that perfect record on home soil. Welcome back to the Sugar Ray Kulu Stadium as we continue our build-up to the final. It is Mamelodi Sundowns up against Green Buffaloes from Zambia. Alongside me is still James Mainga. James, I want to talk about the backline of Mamelodi Sundowns. When you look at Umbani and you look at Umhlabo, the defensive maturity of both those players, in just how calm they are in those pressure cooker moments.
Absolutely, they come with an experience from the national team, and what is very important, they're coming here to defend the silverware, so surely they need to be resolute at the back. But more importantly, it's all about not giving anything away.
I'm very surprised that Lilona Tawetu is still not on the bench. She's not starting a game, considering that in their previous game, when she came on, she just changed the complexion of the game. She was winning possession. She was tidying up the midfield there. She was just stringing those passes and those players together.
Unfortunately, she's competing with one of the gifted players in COSAFA, and she's been doing well as a number 10. So surely to replace her at this point in time, it will be premature. But you can bring Lelona in the second half to shake up things if things are not working right for Sundowns. So I'm not surprised by her staying on the bench, but she's technically gifted.
They met quite a formidable opponent in double action that held them to that 1-1 draw, right? And we spoke about in the previous game the chances that they had, how they were putting double action under pressure, but they just could not get onto the score sheet. I mean, if you remember even the goal attempt, it was more than 29. So that already tells you something as to what fell apart for this side. And this is that game I'm talking about.
They need the bravado from Ngoi to keep on trying and make sure, and Khadiete to always put the ball behind the net. That's what's going to make sure that they retain this silverware. More importantly, their high press will be very key, because remember I spoke about Mwembo and Tembo. They are good in terms of diagonal balls. So the pressing from Ngoi and also Khadiete need to be very smart and orchestrated well.
And remember that Utisetse Makubela had that own goal, but you having an own goal also means that that team must put in you under pressure.
Absolutely. So it means on set pieces, the body stance needs to be an open one. But I like the persistency from Ngoyi, because without the persistency, they couldn't have get this much needed equalizer against double action. They have been tested. I mean, if you look from inside, even Murifi, she did well, but momentarily, where you thought Ngoyi will win, she took off her eyes on the ball, and that's how she momentarily missed such an opener. So they need to make sure that she's there with the mind, the body, and the soul.
Rodam Lauti seemed like she was struggling in that game. When you look at how she was getting into those crucial places, so positioning was right, finishing was poor. But even when I asked Coach Agnes how come she kept her on for so long, you know, it was one of those things where they said, look, she wasn't finishing, but she was frustrating the opponents, and that is what we were using her for.
She has the engine, she has the passes to run up and down, but more importantly, she's a team player. She gives the width very nicely. It's only on fewer occasions where she was let down by the technique, but she managed to bounce back. As you see, Lele not there hitting the upright. So it tells you that the movement of on and off for Rodam Lauz and Murifi will be very key in opening up the Green Buffaloes defense.
Murifi is one of those lethal players when you look at her on the wings. She has pace. She's good on 1v1s.
3 assists. That's the width they're looking for. So surely she'll be one of the trump cards. I mean, look at them hitting 8 against Casta du Sol. So that was a strong statement as defending champions. But against double action, they were tested, but they managed to come up with positive results with the draw. So it shows that in today's game, they can be their own worst enemy if they become complacent.
Okay, so Delia is out today. We know it's that battle of gaining position in the midfield. Oratile returns to her position. She's feeling well. What does she bring?
Combination play, recycling the ball, becoming resourceful in terms of turnovers, because you don't want to win the ball and you lose it immediately. So she's able to recycle the ball in advanced areas and give the 2 number 10s in Mtandi and also that leverage to go forward and attack with so much freedom. That's what you need, because you know behind you you've got a cover.
No doubt transitions are going to be the focal point. Transition in how these teams react when they lose possession, but also their posture when they regain that position. Let's hear from Coach Jerry Shabalala. Coach, tough game today. You come against a team that has not considered this whole tournament. The importance of being a sharpshooter today against a very strong defensive side.
Look, we've seen that we came against a stronger opponent. One of the teams that really applied something that once surprised us, not this year, sometime last year. But we've worked on our weaknesses and we've realized what's our weaknesses, and we're going to capitalize on that.
Please elaborate on your tactical change. We see Oratile comes back.
Yeah, look, it's just a tactical change in terms of we're trying something new. We don't want to play down the wing. We're trying to play a combination, play through the middle. So when you bring Oratile, she's one of those players who can play those passes through the spaces. With Talia Smith, you'd always have those long balls going wide. No, so basically, hence we started with Oratile.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Well,
there is so much that these two teams are playing for. One is playing for pride on home soil. Mamelodi Sundowns looking to defend their title. They've already booked their place going to Morocco. We know that there's that automatic qualification, but coach saying, look, we still need to win it here. We can't rely on that automatic qualification.
That's the mentality of champions. Champions are made to win each and every encounter they come across. But more importantly, they need to win it in style. It's a big day for Sundowns today. The men's team is playing. So the synergies need to be in sync. Because if they win today, it means they give the confidence to the men's team to say, today it's a happy day for the Sundowns team.
If you're a chairman, such a headache today.
Absolutely. I mean, the bonus money you can imagine for the men's and the ladies team, but look, they are used to it. So champions, they always want to win each and every encounter. What is more importantly is the mentality. They need to come here to grind results, not to take things for just complacent.
Yeah. Where do you think the game will be won?
In the middle of the park. Very key, because Sundowns have 5 and then Green Bulls has 3. So that numerical superiority in the middle will be very key in terms of how you're going to resuscitate the ball, whether in advance or in a deeper positions.
Well, it is Mamelodi Sundowns taking on Green Buffaloes. In commentary, James Mayinga will be joining Obafana Mossman for the final.
A warm welcome to you right here at the Shugare Xulu Stadium. Gloomy conditions greet us overhead, but an exciting and an exhilarating and enterprising football awaits us as Mamelodi Sundowns look to defend a title they won in 2021, and they go against the team they met in the semi-finals and beat also in the semi-finals in Green Buffaloes. This is the CAF Women's Qualifier in 2022 edition. A pleasure and privilege to be in your company this afternoon as we bring you yet another moment to make history in women's football. So two teams that know each other very familiar will be looking to fight for that trophy. Well, Mamelodi Sundowns, they engraved their name on that trophy last season, and the Green Buffaloes will be hoping to engrave it this year for the maiden first time for the Zambian champions. They'll be looking to make sure that their name ends up in that trophy. An exciting lineup from both sides. You expect a lot of action between the two sides as we build up to what will be the exciting 45 minutes. Well, in 2021 in this Champions League, they managed to have 42 goals, and they were scored in 12 matches at an average of 33.5 goals per match. Did say to you that overhead conditions are slightly gloomy. It's 18 degrees Celsius with 75% of humidity, 11 kilometers per hour. That's the wind speed trying to cool through and blow through the stadium. But this is certainly conditions that will obviously allow carpet football. He did say, Mayinga, that the game will be won in the middle. Both coaches are anticipating to the other team to be taking the game to them in this 45. So it will be quite exciting. Well, Shangula Vistoria of Windhoek, Namibia will lead out the teams along with the refereeing team, Mamelodi Sundowns, with their traditional Brazilian colors. The Green Buffaloes donning the away jersey of white. We normally would see them in green, and they're joining the white. So both of these teams have already booked their ticket to Morocco, where they'll be campaigning in the Total Energies CAF Women's Champions League. Yet another trophy that Mamelodi Sundowns will be going in defense of after trying to defend this trophy this afternoon of the COSAFA region. They now need to battle it out of who will be crowned queens of the Southern African for women's football region. You look at the two nations, they've really done well as far as football is concerned in 2022. In the WAFCON, the Zambian national team finished with the bronze medal, and in the WAFCON, South Africa finished with gold medal. Both these teams are boasting players that campaigned in the highest competition in the land as far as women's football is concerned in Africa. So, looking to do their pre-match formalities and line up for the pictures, and looking great for both of the two sides. Well, James Mainga, he's a legend, yes. Fit as a fiddle, still made his way all up and joined me in Hlikani. Well, Mamelodi Sundowns starts with the team that started against Costa del Sol and managed to bang in 8 goals. There is one change also for Talia Smith, comes off for Ratile Mukwena. The youngest player in the starting 11 will come in that middle of the park. Her experience is going to be quite well, she's going to be having a lot of other people around her in Lerato Khasago as well as Mtande, whom she'll be helping to gain that experience from, well, also to help them with the game. So, officials, referee Shangula Vistoria of Namibia, fitness trainer in her first final and 4th COSAFA Cup that she's mentioning. She's got Sanyoro in a 3rd one of Madagascar, and Elizabeth Shinga of Malawi, 27 years of age, also is Shinga. So before we kick off with the match itself, we're going to have dignitaries joining up and doing the meet and greet with the players. In your picture, SAFA President Dr. Denny Jordan is amongst those dignitaries that are going up on set, and Councillor Mtedi Sipasi Kamama, also a member of the Memorial Committee, is also among the dignitaries also to and greet Mr. Joshua Knem of competitions in COSAFA, and Arthur De Almeida, a silver president of COSAFA, is amongst the dignitaries as well to meet the players and shake the hands of those that made it into the final. It wasn't an easy road for Mamelodi Sundowns. They'll be looking to better their form. They won and drew, something that they have not done in this competition. They wanted to start conceding last season, and this year they've already conceded in the 2 matches that they've played. Something of somewhat concern, or do you overlook it because you've made it into the final?
Not really. As champions, you need to be tested, and against the minnows, complacency become one of the negative factor that might creep in your mind. But with the dignitaries coming in to shake hands with the president of SAFA, Mr. Denny Jordan, leading the congregation, it tells you that they wouldn't want to disappoint him, because they're hosting, South Africa is hosting, so surely they will want to hoist it at the end of 90 minutes.
You talk of dignitaries, I see a dignitary of Zambia. And Green Buffaloes come into this final with lots of confidence. They've won both their matches without conceding. 4-0 in 2 of those 2 matches. They come in here with confidence. How do they approach this one?
They mean business. They want to come and make sure that they cause a disappointment, because they are the same team that have been beaten by Sundowns.
Well, a forced change at the back sees Agnes Musase come on in the space of Anita Mulenga with a hamstring injury, and up front just a technical change. Natala makes way for Teresa Chewe, who came on as a sub from the bench. It's a 4-3-3, attack-minded. It certainly does say the formation.
With speedy wingers in Chewe and in Nyangwa, so they want to expose the center back that Sundowns are using at the back. So those spaces needs Murife and Mlaus need to be careful as to where is their starting point.
how key will be Irene Lungu coming into this game? She's got 5 goals already.
She has the confidence of the whole team. More importantly is the half spaces that she utilizes. She comes in with the late runs, and that becomes so dangerous since she's not tracked. So Mokoena need to make sure that she moves very well in front of the 3 centre backs.
Well, Coach Jerry Shabalala, 42 years of age, man born in Kwakwa, Free State. They will be hoping to successfully defend this title this year. He takes on a man sitting on the opposite dugout that he's got a lot of experience at this level with the team in Charles Halubono, 43 years of age. He is hoping to be crowned the champion this time around. They've tried last year. They finished in the semi-final. This time around, they've made it into the final. It's just 90 minutes that separates him and his hands from that trophy.
What makes it even interesting about this fixture is that the battle line has been drawn at both national and club level, so that has so much results that needs to be reciprocated. But Captain Bernard, she will have to lead by example and make sure that she runs that midfield.
Disciplined, she is in her nature.
Yes.
She is part of the army. She holds the rank of corporal in the army, so they'll be hoping. In fact, the entire Green Buffaloes team, it is an army team, so discipline comes with the territory. As we off and away as Shangula Victoria gets us going, it is Mamelodi Sundowns are taking the goal to the right hand side of your picture in their traditional yellow and blue colors, and the Green Buffaloes are taking the goal to the right hand side, to the left hand side rather of your picture, already in that middle of the park where most of the battle is anticipated to be. We already see Mamelodi Sundowns trying to settle as early as possible. Played back, pressing. So earlier on, intentions from the two sides are quite clear. They will take a flight to the opponent.
I was privy to talk to both coaches together as a 3-man. What they did was to say, we're going for the kill. We want to press. So the pressing and counter press is something that will be very quick from both teams. But more importantly, it's when they have the turnover. How are they going to utilize that ball?
Murifi on the far side. Murifi can't get very far. He is well marshaled by Mosase. She makes very little mistakes as the 25-year-old. One of the 6 players that represented Zambia in the WAFCON in the Green Buffalo colors. Throw in already, looking to be pound for pound matching each other. Malen Mulenga looks for Chanda. Chanda knows how to use her strength. She really knows how to make her presence felt in the defense of any other opponent. And as I say that, she forces a mistake and gets Green Buffaloes their first corner.
Remember what happened against Double Action? They managed to defend the corner for the first time. The third one, it became an own goal from Akobela. So this time around, I hope they've learned from those mistakes. But speaking about Chanda, she's bulky. She's able to hold on to the ball.
Goes to the far post in search of headers. Cleared away by Mgoi, but not effectively so. We'll come back. Mgoi again, picking up the pieces in defense. She is a striker by trade, is the 34-year-old. She's already scored 2 goals so far in the tournament. And against Double Action, had a frustrating 90 minutes. She would have put that behind her and looking to continue and pick up from the best. Well, piling pressure already now. Lungu lining up the corner for Green Buffaloes. Maybe an outswinger this one, James. Let's see. An outswinger headed away from danger. This time around, the clean-up in defense from Mamelodi Sundowns is somewhat effective, but the pressing from Green Buffaloes allows them to regain possession very quickly.
My only worry about the high pressing and the speed is that you don't find players that manage to pick the right pass. So the turnovers might be something that it will be a stop and go of some kind. So you need someone that can wrap the foot on the ball like the likes of Mokoena, because that's why she was brought in, to try and have penetrative passes and recycle the ball very well.
Mokoena looking to take the first set piece for her side. Plays with Mbane. Chanda piling on pressure already. Typical number 9 is Chanda. And she will run at everything and puts Dlamini under some pressure. Marvel to watch so far. Promising game, really.
Absolutely, it's highly tactical, and you could see that Sundowns wants to invite that pressing. And with Andile Dlamini in goal, she's very good with her feet, so that's where she'll able to pin the passes going forward.
When I managed to catch up with Coach Shabalala earlier on, was expecting Green Buffaloes to be playing with a low block defense, and the opening 5 minutes doesn't look as though Chanda and company will be sitting back and waiting for Mamelodi Sundowns. You look at their formation as Mamelodi Sundowns, it's a 3-5-2. So it certainly it allows them to be defensive and also transition into attack as well.
I like what Coach Halubono said Sundowns have gifted players that are good on the ball. So for them to make them discomfortable, they need to press them high.
Training Marife gets an opportunity to apply her pace. There is some pace and skill about the Training Marife. 31 years of age is Marife. You look at last season when Mamelodi Sundowns went on to lift this trophy. They had 11 goal scorers in their team. Green Buffaloes only had 1. She's not even playing today in Anita Mlenga. Suffered a hamstring in the previous match. So that tells you how Green Buffaloes have really tried to change things, because they've got 4 players now finding the back of the net, and one of their own is a leading goal scorer that was here last year. So it certainly shows how much that the game has really changed for Green Buffaloes.
Massive improvement. I'm not surprised, but if you look at the Chipolo ladies finishing in the 3rd place to win a bronze, it shows how much they've put in terms of developing the women's football in Zambia, and that the results are showing. Irene Lungu becoming an ideal top goal scorer with the likes of Chanda and also Tembo. So that tells you that there were a lot of emphasis in terms of the coaching behind the scenes.
Makubera, the guilty party this time, and the referee just out of the picture will ask for some treatment. Well, the medical team coming swiftly to try and assist and help out. And Nanyangwe scored 1 goal, is the 23-year-old so far in the tournament. She has got a whole lot of pace about her also. So Coach Halubono will hope that she can be able to continue. She got up and walked out on her own, so not a lot of concern.
I know what Makubela was doing there. Eliminate your opponents as early as possible, because she knows the pace might trouble her later.
Mwemba plays it long. Will only get to Murifi rather. And Murifi and company not able to really clear the defenses. They require the assistance of the goalkeeper of the year, Africa's finest, Andile Dlamini. 29 years of age. She turns 30 on the same day of my birthday, 2nd of September, in case you want to get me a gift.
Noted with thanks, so I won't even forget that. But Sticks, what a brilliant performer she was for Banyana. And more importantly, she has the leadership qualities. I'm not surprised she's one of the leaders in the field, and also a captain for that matter.
Had the privilege of doing Hollywood Bets, and it was during Hollywood Bet Super League. It was during the COVID time, so you couldn't hear anything, and the only voice you could hear, even when we did COSAFA last year, the only voice you could hear was that of Sticks, and as they get the ball into the box, Mlauzi, and she can't get to it. She gets to it, but she is isolated. Nanyangwe trying to get her off her game, and it sort of have worked, because it has forced the Mlauzi to be desperate in trying to get one into the box.
That's one part of a game that needs to improve, the decision making and the delivery. If you get behind the defense, you need to make sure that you give your teammates that chance to come up with something, because it doesn't boils well for you to get behind the defense, but a poor delivery for your teammate.
Mwemba voted Defender of the Year in Zambian Super Division. Ball kicked out of play by Judith Zulu. She was voted Defender of the Year. She is a left centre back in that combination, alongside alongside Agnes Mosase. A combination that will be looking to deal with that pace of Khadieta, the strength of Magoy up front.
Strong and resolute in their approach, uncompromising, unapologetic. So Ngoyi and Khadiete just have to make sure that they stay within their shoulders to make those dirty runs, because if they want to receive in front of them, trust me, they are very strong and imposing for that matter.
Well, under pressure is Lamini, who goes down at the challenge of Chanda. Well, Chanda making a presence known. She really didn't have to, but hey, it's mind games.
The intentions are clear. Unsettle the Sundowns players because they are tactically gifted. So if you push more pressure as coach Halubono, making sure that the pressures mix and they need to take the game into the team.
Hammer for hammer.
Mano for mano.
That is exactly the instruction right there from Halubono. We look at and kept it got it on the line, and momentum carried her, and she had really allowed it. I did talk about her presence and strength in that box. She's only got one goal so far and provided an assist for Lungu in the previous game, but they will be pushing. She will be pushing hard for yet another goal, and her presence certainly will worry that defense led by Nelen Tlapo.
Absolutely, and I'm just happy on seeing the way Green Buffaloes is approaching this team, the game, because they're pressing from the high areas, and that becomes easier for them to put Sundowns in their back. But with the dignitaries in attendance today, it tells you that women's football in the SADC region have grown tremendously. Has invited even fans. It becomes a family affair. So hopefully they will be saying, Sundowns, ladies, please do us the honors as we commemorate the Women's Month in South Africa.
Well, Sundowns ladies haven't had the best of tournaments. Nkoi brought down. Will this be the first yellow card? Sase is walking a thin line on there, and the referee will go straight into her pockets because she really was taking one for the team. She was beaten for pace and for skill there.
You spoke about experience earlier on of Musase. That's what happened at that point in time. After misjudging the ball, she knew exactly what Moi was going to do. So follow your man as quickly as possible and from a far than a dangerous position.
Goalkeeper of the year in the Zambian League, Aisha Mwana, 29 years of age also. And she'll look to be tested. Mistake from that defense now, allowed the ball to get there. It's Chanda again that comes away with it and doing well in her defensive duties also. Coming from an offside position to try and regain possession for Mamelodi Sundowns. Well spotted by assistant Sumbola.
We need to make mention of the pitch, Bafana, to say it's a little bit bumpy. So the weight of the pass and the bounce of the ball need to be taken into account by both sets of players.
They've played on the pitch for the better part of the week, so conditions, it's something that they should really have tried to adjust to by now, but seemingly it is not the case so far. But as we look at the great passing of the ball between the Green Buffalo players, Nkoi again, isolated as Nkoi looks to go wide to try and find Chwene. And so both teams not really giving each other space to breathe. Whenever there's a person on the ball, it gets closed down very quickly.
That's pressing and counter-pressing at its best.
Mwemba, Chwene, foot up from Chwene. Immediately she apologizes. And the coach making emphasis that there was a head-on challenge, and he obviously expects a card to be shown, and a yellow is the card to be shown to Chwene Murifi. We call him Firi Firi.
That was a well-warranted caution for you, because that was a high-foot tackle, and even dangerous for that matter, because the beauty there, imagine if she got here with the stars, and referee then making sure that Murifi,
Murifi. So we've seen 2 yellow cards in a space of 2 minutes. Something that certainly tells us that a lot is expected in this game. It's going to be a physical encounter. They are going to not take any chances, you know. They're going to go at it. So they're going to match each other pound for pound, blow by blow.
And the defining moment will be the first touch. It needs to be good. In a high-octane game like that, the first touch needs to be good, because the turnovers might be more than you expect.
And so they've got options on the bench. Dinah Banda amongst though. Memory Ntala, her pace can really cause a menace in that defense. Kajia, as a striker, also sits in that bench. So should they be needed, they will be ready to be called upon. Musase battles with Mgoyi, and Musase wins that ball and kicks it out for throw-in. Basics of defense. Mgoyi. They're playing wide in the opening, in the first 15 minutes of this game. Chanda manages to keep the ball in play, waits for support. It arrives from Zulu. And easy peasy from the defense of Mamelodi Sundowns. They deal with that imminent danger swiftly. Position given away by Mtande. And down goes Akubela. So looked as though the two players clipped each other while running. Former pharmacy assistant. So as far as medication, he knows the combination. And in football, he's shown that he knows the combinations, because Mamelodi Sundowns have truly done marvelously. Can he do it again today?
He can. Only if the implementation of the tactics from the players is superb. Because that's one thing, you can give the instruction, but if it's not implemented in the right way, then you become a frustrated figure in the dugout.
Well, both coaches haven't had an opportunity to have a seat. So it tells you the importance of being crowned queens of Southern African football. Zulu couldn't get to the end of that. Mtande plays with Nklapo. White Tumbani. Gwena. Great football for Mamelodi Sundowns. A quick 1-2. Kadiete will look to keep that ball in. Does well. Gets it into the box as early as possible. Lungu can't get to the end of it. And great defensive work coming on there from Tom Tembo. Chanda again. She is certainly going to be that link. She is able to hold up the ball. Bandai looking for Nanyangwe. Mulenga thinks about a shot and just trying to take it. Chewe brings the ball under control. Does well to keep the ball in play, but outnumbered by Sundowns players. Chanda again. Now this time around she's in the box and she plays it well. Chewe looking to square the ball into the box and piling on the pressure and get their third corner of the match.
That's the effect we spoke about leaving space unchecked. And Murife, they did well to recover in the nick of hour, because look at the ball played by Lungu to Chewa, and as she's about to unleash, that's where now Murife has trouble. So that's where now the three center backs will be stretched, but great recovery from Murife to help out his team.
The captain standing up to take the throw in. Dlamini not tested much, but Her skills have been tested as far as how she plays it with her legs, and she manages to hold on to that ball.
When you have a keeper like of Dlamine's caliber, you know that as last line of defense, she gives you that confidence to say, do whatever you can, offensively, defensively, I've got you covered.
Khadiete looks to turn, but already the referee has blown for free kick for Green Buffaloes.
In the first half, it will be a KG affair because no one wants to give anything away in the early minutes. So expect to be a bumpy road, but it will open up as the game progresses.
Mwemba tasked with the long kicks, gets one into the box, and Klapo. Chanda couldn't capitalize from that clap from Klapo. Khadiete drops deep to go and try and pick up a ball. Khadiete again. Lovely turn from her. Chene Marife's got space. Chene Marife has got pace. She can beat the defenders and does so. Gets one into the box. Get away by Mwemba. Falls from Laudzi. She looks to get it into the box again. Ngoyi, combination of Ngoyi as well as Khadiete is interrupted by the presence of Mwemba. Chanda battles for the ball as Chanda. And she will always fight for it. And she's seen as the guilty party there. Laudzi again. Mwemba too close, intercepts timely so. And gets the chunk of the ball that takes it away from Khadiete.
When I see Chanda, she just reminds me of Peter Shalolele. The work ethic that she has. Every ball, she's a willing runner. She wants to fight for her team. And that's how useful she has been.
Malaudzi looking to run behind Mulenga. An intelligent run from Malaudzi. She is 32 years of age, was voted Women's Footballer of the Year back in 2008. That intelligence has not gone away. She still is able to apply it.
And what even makes it difficult is that the playmakers from both teams in Lungu and Khasaho, they're nowhere to be seen. They've been cancelled out of in this game. So it tells you how much tactically they've emphasized in terms of the pressing and counter-pressing.
Taking advantage of the spaces of both the teams. Very little to separate them so far. Marife out far wide, gets one into the box. Marife cleared away by Mulenga. We'll think about a short. Did think about a grass cutter. Chanda again. So already Mamelodi Mbane has spotted how Chanda wants to play. So she wants to up her physical game as well.
You need to be clever as a defender. The anticipation needs to be good.
Mulenga has her eye on that ball, so makes it easy. Mulenga plays as a wing back also. She is able to venture forward and create opportunities for Green Buffaloes. But she's been kept quiet in this opening 20 minutes by the presence of Malaudzi. Chanda, great first touch from Chanda. She's a marvel to watch, really.
Absolutely. And look how quick Klapo was there to poke the ball away from her, coming from behind. And those are the cleverness, but you need to time it into perfection, because if you misjudge and she turns, you are in for a high jump.
Well, we're approaching 23 minutes, still waiting for the first goal of the match. Still 0-0 between Sundowns as well as Green Buffaloes. Headed away from danger. Khadiete. Bonham Tata spent a lot of her time in Bloemfontein. Played for Bloemfontein Celtic for some time before moving on to Mamelodi Sundowns ladies. Sticks a striker in her days as well. Few goalkeepers that have turned from striker to goalkeeping. Remember, Itumeleng Kune was one.
Yes. The transition becomes easier because you know exactly the mind of a striker, so you always position yourself in a way whereby you're able to make those crucial saves.
She collides against Chanda. Chanda certainly making her presence felt there. Is going to make Andile Dlamini very uncomfortable. She is getting Andile Dlamini to that point where now when she comes running, now Andile needs to think that, am I colliding with the train or do I still want to play football?
And that's what Chanda is doing at that point in time, to say, when you see me, just chicken out and just have to make. But and look, not only just she also gets the physically contact to say, hey, this is a men's game. I'm here to fight for it. That silverware, I want to hoist it.
She was late in that challenge, and she's gone down. Maybe I don't think there's anything wrong with her. I just think she's just maybe trying to convince the referee otherwise, because you can see that referee Victoria is standing there and she's going to pull a card. Agnes Nkosi not pleased with what she's seeing so far. And Chanda, I doubt there's anything wrong with her. So
not at all.
Trying to maybe think that the referee might.
Exactly.
Not.
You need to be clever. It's like boxing. You cannot just always be on the jab every time. Say jab, and you go out. So, but as for Coach Halubono, he brought a surprise element to the Sundowns game to say, let's press them high and see how they're going to react. And you could see that Sundowns, they're struggling with their patient build-up. So now they are changing to do what they're not used to, and which suits the Green Buffaloes players.
Well, they're trying to change some tactics. Well, did expect them to be playing with the defensive block, and that has not worked, because then the players were expecting a team that will sit back and was looking to use the pace of Murifi, looking the pace of also in Khadiete, and in that middle of the park looking to use Khasakho, but it does not work. Now they apply a different tactic. Murifi again is the recipient of that ball. Plays it in the middle, and then Khasakho unable to really find a teammate and make and crown that movement that started brightly and promising.
We expect the Sundowns ladies to be dominant in the middle of the park with Khasango, Mtandi and Mukwena, but they haven't found the grip of that midfield. That's why you saw Coach Jerry calling them as such to say, guys, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. That's why we are not playing. So we need the movement on and off. Hence you see, now there is a sense of agency from the Sundowns ladies.
Lungu making a rare appearance on the ball. Nanyangwe. Mukwena with the clearance. Khadiete picks up with Mtande. Khasakho looking to release Mkoi. Keeper comes off the line, reads that very well. Is Keeper Mbwana. That will be may throw into the Green Buffaloes. Makubera seems to be struggling. Since being clipped earlier on, and she's gone down a few times as Makubela.
Sometimes as a defense you need to go through the bruises, but you just have to shrug them off, because with the striker like Chanda, trust me, she won't let you sleep, as Rodam Laud become the recipient of that aggression that she has brought into this game.
I just think maybe we should call it Ganda. She's everywhere. She's a thorn in the side of Mamelodi Sundowns. Now Rodam Laud becoming the latest victim, and yet coach referee Victoria has not even booked him. So it's all legal according to referee Victoria. Mistake from Chewe allows Sundowns to momentarily try and make a promising move before it was intercepted by Tembo.
Also Chanda, she's limping. You could see that she's struggling a bit. She might take some breather because she has been running for the entire 27 minutes plus.
Well, if Chanda can't continue, they've got Regina Kaimbona on the bench. She also brings in the height, she brings in strength, but can't really match it.
Exactly.
That of Kanda. Benai wins the free kick for Green Buffaloes. A very good area.
Remember, Mwembo scored a beautiful free kick from the other side, from the same predicament. So surely Dlamini in goals need to be very, very aware of that.
It takes a lot to beat Sticks. Okay, is this enough? No, it's not the answer. It goes over, sticks his, it goes over and sticks his sticks.
It couldn't dip earlier as she thought, but what a great attempt from Mwemba. She will always fancy those kind of set pieces from such a distance.
So the voices that you hear on the mic are shouting is Coach Halobono. He's not set down, that's right. Mamelodi battles of number 9, who is to win it. Mulenga gets the touch and the keeper comes to the rescue of Mylene Mulenga. 32-year-old legs of Rodam Laudzi carried her through that battle.
Flashes. That's what Mulenga saw with the ball bailing out of a keeper.
Hadiete tried to lose Mwemba, and they get a free kick. Mamelodi Sundowns.
The options were not there, were not available for Hadiete to pin that ball, hence she delayed. And as for Mwemba, she just needed to joke it because you could see there that the eyes are glued on the other side. So we'll give her the line and make. But earlier on, look at the heels of Rodam Laudzi. Great goalkeeping from Buana to bail out his defense, making herself bigger and closing the angle for Laudzi to see the post.
As we approach 30 minutes, it's still 0-0. Will this be an opportunity for Sundowns to go ahead? COSAFA aims for the near post. Mwemba again kicks it out for a corner. First one of the game for Masandawana. So COSAFA again tasked with getting that ball into the box. Aims for the middle and hitter didn't carry a lot from Bane. It was easy pickings for Buana. Kicks it long instead of Nyangwe. Nhlapo Nyangwe Chewe also joins the party, and it's Nhlapo that momentarily gets pressure off, but there is a lot of pressure from the Zambians. Murifi doing defensive duties, goes down, does Murifi. Referee looks away as Benai gets the ball into the box, and only for the keeper to come out and collect comfortably so.
And start the play very quickly, calmly, because that's what the Sundowns team needs. They need those patient build-up, but in an advance. So playing from the second line will be very key for them to bypass the press, than to play within the press.
Chapo. No, ball out wide and try and find Laudzi, goes down. Ngoi battles with Mwemba. Seen the strength of Ngoi. Did say that her strength, the pace of Hadiete, those will certainly put the team under pressure.
Trust me, defenders will always tempt you or test you for that matter in terms of your strength, just to feel you, how masculine are you in terms of imposing to them. So surely Mwemba there was saying to Mwai to say, hey, this is a men's game, we're in for it.
Laudzi lines it up. Looking to try and get it into the box. 5 to aim for. Ngoi will certainly be amongst the target. On swinger, headed away by Mwemba. Cleared away from danger by Chewa. Picked up by Mtante. Falls for Chanda. Chanda has got Mulenga for support. Zulu gives away possession. Mwemba picks up for Green Buffaloes. So on the far side, he sets up Makubeda. Throw in from her. Benai picks up. Ball into the box. Mbane and flicked And with Dlamini saving it from going for a corner, presence of mind and the reading of the game from Dlamini is next to none.
Awareness at its best.
Malenka. Wolfed away by Mbane. Pambanani Mbane. Nungu looks for Chanda. Chanda does get to the ball. Nanyangwe to try and keep it in play and does succeed in keeping it in play. And is fouled by Pambanani Mbane. Uyambamba.
Awuyindawo uyima khona la nakukhoma uyima la, but Nanyangwa did very well in resuscitating the ball and making sure that she even earned a free kick for a team. So it's up to Lungu to give quality delivery, because if you have Mwemba, you also have Chanda for that matter. They've got the aerial presence, so you just to make sure that you have precision in your deliverance and accuracy.
Lungu to take it. It's got Chanda in the box, got Chewa. Also has Mwemba. But goes directly too close to goalkeeper Dlamini. Yeah, she'll take a time about restarting play. Lungu was top goal scorer so far in the tournament with 5 goals. Hasn't really been present in this game. She has been kept quiet for the large part of this game. Chewa also another creative player. Wears the jersey number 10. That tells you a lot. Communication at the back from Mamelodi Sundowns, something to truly marvel.
That's experience at its best. You could see in Hlapo how she flicked that ball to Hlapo, and the awareness, it's second to none.
Khadiete goes down and from the challenge of Mwemba. It shows you why she was voted Defender of the Season in the Super Division in Zimbabwe, in Zambia rather.
She's unapologetic in her approach, and she's making sure that what they suffered in that 1-0 defeat last year becomes the opposite.
Long ball into the box. Mwemba again cleaning up in defense. Anyangwe is fouled. And it's only a throw in for Green Buffaloes. Referee opted to give a free kick when the assistant had given a throw in.
Miscommunication between the two officials, so they just have to be in sync, and more especially as a first assistant, it's within your eye line, so you need to make the right call.
Tandi picks up in that middle of the park, concedes possession to Zulu. Zulu finds Chewe Lungu. Lungu looks to try and sweet side and find Nyangwe. Something that hasn't really worked out so well. Position conceded. Now Lungu looks to get into the game. Chanda! Just wide. Whiskers wide. Promising move. It shows the key that Chanda truly is, because she gets a space. In the first attempt, she manages to get that ball behind the defense of Mamelodi Sundowns and provide a opportunity for Chanda.
For me, is the understanding between Lungu and Chanda. The run made it possible for Lungu to pin in that ball. She just wanted to whisker it with the thigh, cushion it into the far pole, but unfortunately she couldn't get directed into the intended target. But what a clever play, and that's the danger we spoke about of exploiting the spaces left by Morifi. But they will be happy with what they have seen so far, Green Buffaloes, to say we still have a chance. So as long we defend very well, we have a chance to win it.
Well, they say strikers wins you games and defenders wins you championships. As you said, Sundowns are going to need their defense to come in, play and be present today. They've done well so far as the defense of Mamelodi Sundowns. As we approach the 40th minute, it's still 0-0 between the two sides.
In the past 2 games they've played, Sundowns, they've conceded 2 goals compared to Green Buffaloes, who have been conceded. Now the question is Sundowns aware of that, to say let's test their strength, to say let's get the first lead and see how they're going to respond?
Masase will just guide that ball out. quite key to saying that the Green Buffaloes haven't conceded so far in the tournament. The same thing last happened, that Mamelodi Sundowns went on to lift this trophy without conceding a goal. Also went to campaign in the Total Energies Champions League, still didn't concede any goal. And then you look at how they are currently in the local league. They've only conceded only fewer goals. They've scored 49 in all and only conceded 13 goals. So it shows that Mamelodi Sundowns are not a team that concedes a lot of goals.
From what you are saying, are you anticipating what I'm thinking to say? If you don't concede, the omens do favor you to lift the trophy?
Yes.
In Green Buffaloes.
That has been what that's the precedence that has been set by Mamelodi Sundowns. So Green Buffaloes will certainly take confidence in that, considering that they've kept clean sheet and managed to score 4 goals in 2 matches. And Irene Lungu, they call her computer. The last computer, you know, was Computer Lamola back in the days.
Yes.
And it was a gem to watch.
Are you throwing your age away?
I've always been a football fan.
Okay.
It's football and nothing else.
Not good to hear that.
Mokoena finds Khadiete. Khadiete looks to release Madao, but that situation is well read. Guess who?
Mwemba.
Again.
That's the experience, the leadership qualities at the back. But credit must be given to the front three of Green Buffaloes, in a chair where Chanda and Nanyangwa, they've kept the Sundown defense on their toes, and they've worked tirelessly so for the team in applying the high press. Hence we have seen Sundown struggling in this first half.
Mtandi really battling.
She has been quiet. Same with Khasaho. And look how they are forced to go back. It shows that a no-goal zone area has been demarcated by the Green Buffaloes players. So the pressing, look how quickly Nanyangwa is there, winning the ball at high on the pitch. So it tells you that the emphasis and the movement, immediately Nanyangwa presses, they hold a high line. And that tells you that they move as a team, both or up and down.
Again, ball back to the keeper. 4 minutes of regulation time remains in the first half. We're still sitting at 0-0 from both sides. There's only been 1 goal attempt from the 2 sides so far. Marifi Masasa with the clearance. It's really been the story of the day. As soon as Sundowns gets into the attacking third, there are enough numbers in white to clear that danger. They get into attack again. The keeper comes off a line, reads the situation very well, and cuts out the imminent danger. Frustration mounts from Goi. Chapo. Go back to the keeper. Slight a bit of a heavy pass to Dlamini, but she did well to really keep it in. Lungu coming alive later in the first half is Lungu.
She has played in patches, and this is where she always dominates, in those small spaces, because she comes in late and she's able to create something on the half spaces. But well, and guess what? It's within the range of Mwemba. So she will try something out of there. So Dlamini in goals, need to make sure that she charts the flights of the ball very well. You could see there from that's worrying for Dlamini to say, let me align my ball very well. If she can get the deep she'll be looking for, it might trouble Dlamini. So she just have to have the right balance and the agility to make those crucial saves.
Mwemba, this time it brushes the head of Ngoi.
I hope it doesn't disturb the hairstyle for that matter from Goi.
Seems hairstyle is kept intact thus far. Hairstyle has really been a thing about amongst footballers, both female and male. Masasa as well to win a throw-in as Masasa. Radamlaudzi looking to also be a pain in that defense of the Green Buffaloes. Sundowns trying to press them as they take a throw-in. Laudzi wins it. Khadiete finds Mkoi. Immediately Mkoi gets onto the ball. There's 3 or 4 in white already.
You could see that they've rehearsed their tactical approach and they know exactly who are the danger players.
Lanai, very good, promising position in that middle for Green Buffaloes. Ntandi. Mulenga. Never given space to try and build from their defenses as Mamelodi Sundowns. Each time they've tried that, they've really battled. The only place that Mamelodi Sundowns has somewhat managed to hold on to the ball a slightly bit longer than 3 passes has been in the middle third of the park. As soon as it gets to the last third, it doesn't work out. In the defensive third, it also doesn't work out. Would you say Coach Halubono, his tactics, spot on?
With perfection. And the implementation has been orchestrated very well. But I'm surprised by the Sundowns players why they don't play from the second ball, because they could see the high press is not, it's disturbing their momentum. So play from the second ball. But who's coming from those spaces to play between the lines to make it easier for the pass to be played? Now you find Hoy being a frustrated figure because she's not dropping deep. She's waiting for the likes of Mukwena and Mtandi and Khasaho that are not doing it. So surely during the halftime, some of the tactical approach needs to be reversed.
Mulenga wins that ball, but Mbane comes flying in like a lightning. Mbane, Uzanjeng Mbane.
Barmo Ushebilengte.
Kicks it out of danger. So, James, 2 minutes of refuse optional time. What do you change as a coach for both sides?
The transitional pass. You need someone to put the foot on the ball, make sure that those things up. As for Sundowns, play from the second line. The movement on and off the ball need to be quick, need to be smart, because with combination play, we know Sundowns what they can do, but they are denied that time and space on the ball. And as for Green Buffaloes, so far so good. You keep it the way it is. The only thing that you need to do now, you go back to plan B, because the same type of tempo you used in the first half won't be the same in the second half.
Chanda, goal kick for Mamelodi Sundowns.
One position.
Ball away from danger. Tandi picks up for Mamelodi Sundowns. Chanda. Lungu combining very well, but too strong from Lungu in trying to find Nanyangwe. So, first 45 coming contested, and both sides still level pegging. There has been some promises, but the game has been won by 2 tacticians that are sitting in the dugout, have kept the defense of Mamelodi Sundowns busy in Green Buffaloes. Khadiete looked industrious, but really hasn't yielded any results as yet for Mamelodi Sundowns. As Green Buffaloes also, they've piled on the pressure. They've made their spaces count. They've really put Mamelodi Sundowns defense under pressure, but that too has not yielded results. Sees us go into the halftime 0-0 both sides.
KZN is ready and safe to travel. So why not invite Abontase and take a leap from the Orabi Gorge Swing, the highest swing of its kind. From the mighty Ukahlamba Drakensberg Mountains to the warm KZN adventure paradise waiting to be explored. Unforgettable happens here. Zwagala.
The score remains a stalemate between Mamelodi Sundowns and Green Buffaloes at halftime as we take these matters down to Mbali pitch side.
Well, I'm pitch side with the new MEC of Sports, Arts and Culture for the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Miss Amanda Bani Mapena. Thank you so much, MEC. I know it's only been, 2 days?
2.5, yes.
Let's just talk about this tournament because we know today is the final day and the entire tournament was staged here in the community at Clemente. What are those positives that what are those positives for staging such a tournament here in the community for the people, fans coming out, walking distance for them?
Okay, wonderful. Firstly, I'm very humbled by the appointment by our Premier, Nomsa Dube, and also my predecessor, who was pivotal in the whole contract and partnership that we have today. So it's been great. The people of Clermont are very humbled. I know for a fact this is sentimental to us because the stadium itself is named after our legend, and therefore you will always see us coming out. They've gained a lot. We've had economic spin-offs. We've had our locals gaining accommodation, service providers, catering, transportation, you name it. This particular township has gained that much from this tournament. So we're humbled, and as you can see, it's chilly, but they're here. They definitely are very committed to being part of this and are excited for being the host.
I'm so glad you've mentioned things like transportation, accommodation and all of that, because we know that not so long ago, the province of KwaZulu-Natal, was impacted by floods. And the importance of tournaments like this, COSAFA, coming and staging not one tournament, 2 tournaments, 3 tournaments for KwaZulu-Natal. What does this do for the economy?
First of all, more than the economy, we are, as a province, coming from this, we're going through this recovery plan, and as you can tell, our spirits weren't as high as they would be, but we know football in particular has the ability to lift our spirit, and that's exactly what this has meant to us. It's meaningful in terms of lifting our spirits, but more so economically. We've always maintained that sports tourism is a serious and main driver for the economy for KwaZulu-Natal, and this today is a display of just that, and we are very excited that it is happening in Clermont.
As the MEC, what's then your message to the community in terms of just supporting women's football?
We are firstly grateful it's happening in Women's Month, so you will see we are humbled, but more so we want to say that let's continue to mobilize. Women are doing exceptionally well in terms of women's football. We've seen Banyana, and we want to continue to congratulate them. And it's inspiring. Our locals, grassroots levels are now also seeing that football really can be something that you can live off, because that was the most important part for us, and we're excited that it has now inspired so many. We're also grateful to Mamelodi Sundowns ladies for also really holding it for us in this particular tournament. So it means a lot, and I do encourage our people to come out, continue to support, and very grateful to the people of Clermont for doing just that.
Thank you so much, MEC.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Well, that is, of course, the MEC, the new MEC of Sports, Arts and Culture here for the province of KwaZulu-Natal, just talking about just how grateful they are for COSAFA being here, as well as how it's just injecting money into the economy that needs to be rejuvenated. It's even Stevens here. As things stand, we are preparing for that second half.
A wonderful welcome back to the Sugar Ekulu Stadium. The 45 minutes has been exciting but failed to deliver goals. So we pinned our hopes on the second 45 delivering some goals. Doesn't look as though there are any changes that will be made by both coaches. Mtande has had very little action as far as goal mouth is concerned. They've come out in numbers, young and old, to obviously grace the stage. It is the final of the Total Energies CAF Women's Champions League qualifier. Both teams have qualified to go to Morocco. The battle now is to be crowned queens of Southern African football. A title that Mamelodi Sundowns are defending, and they'll hope to do so. So those are some of the dignitaries that have come out. Chanda had an excellent first 45.
They need to make sure that they nullify Chanda's strength and become resolute and able to surge forward with so much confidence. So we expect tongue lashing, expect a more urgent Sundowns team that will be coming in gun blazing in the second half.
So you wait for referee to get us going. You would remember that if it ends like this, we're going to go straight to extra time, after which it will be the lottery of penalties. Not sure if the players will have the legs that could carry them through. It has been a tough week, really. But the format of this year's competition has slightly been a bit better in a sense that you would play today, rest the next day, play the next day, and then had 2 group matches to play, because the group stages were made up of 3 teams. We're up and away for the second 45 at the Sugar Ekulu Stadium. That's where we come from. It is the final of the COSAFA 2022 Champions League qualifier.
With both teams qualifying for the continental finals, it's a good exhibition for them to be a dress rehearsal in Morocco to say, where are we gauging ourselves in terms of club? Because at national level, they've done tremendously well.
National level, they've done stellingly well. You look at Zambia that qualified for the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. South Africa qualifying for the FIFA World Cup back-to-back. And also at national level, it'll be Zambia as well as South Africa that will be representing Southern Africa in the FIFA World Cup to be played next year in New Zealand and Australia. So there is hope as far as women's football is concerned. There's been a lot of growth, and we thank those that have chipped in from the pocket to try and make it work and make it better. Mokoena concedes possession. Makubena employing the same tactic really as in the first half. Under pressure, take it to the goalkeeper, let her restart the game.
But also give her options. Don't just play it at the back and without giving her option, because she'll hoof it over, and that's when the turnover now becomes imminent. So those are some of the things that Makubela need to improve on.
Lots of areas to improve on, more especially in front of goal. That's where these teams will need to improve on. Murifi, opportunity to get one into the box, does well, but it is in no man's land. Khadiete arriving late, and Khadiete unable to keep it on target. Promising move from Mamelodi Sundowns. Earlier on, 2 minutes on, and they're looking like that. Something Coach Shabalala must have said.
We spoke about the resurgent Mamelodi Sundowns and good combination play on the wing. It's unfortunate that Murifi led the option to deliver the cross, and Mulaudzi, she was late, as the bounce also make it awkward for her as she used the thigh. So she need to anticipate. Once Murifi goes down, she need to be the last lady occupying the second post.
Rodam Mulaudzi had the earlier opportunity. Anticipation is everything that James Mayinga says. He was a bird in his day, and when I say he was a bird, he played for the maroon and white in Morocco Swallows.
Don't follow me, follow the birds.
Osiamina. Tembo to take the throw in for Green Buffaloes. Away. Just with clearing defenses again is Tiseso Makubela. Anyungo out to Chewe. Great first touch from Chewe to bring that ball down. Chewe looks for a way around Mbani. Makuela for beg your pardon. So Chewe looked for options around Makuela. There wasn't anyone in white to try and assist her and help her get out of that danger. So it looks as though they're more defensive minded, because now they understand that the tempo they applied in the first half is Green Buffaloes. They can't really continue with that speed for 90 minutes.
Not at all. For me, it was the cover defense from Makubela, making sure that she covers the space left by Morife, because that's where they prompt, more especially in the first half.
Chewe, again, that's going to be one of the interesting battles to watch out for in the second 45. Chewe versus Makubela.
They've been spot on in terms of their tactical approach in exploiting those spaces on the far end, and that makes it even difficult for the three centre backs to stretch.
Dembo. Mwemba. Tandy does well to use her strength to get that ball to Malaudzi. Malaudzi to Khadiete. Morifi has got pace. Morifi trusted to take on Mosase. In the end, it's the ball that wins the race between it and the line.
Coach Jerry Shabalala alluded to one of the weaknesses of Morifi, to say sometimes in the final third, the decision making, because of the pace that she has, become compromised. So at times she needs to understand to exactly as to when and how to make the right decisions, more especially in a transition.
Transition in football is everything, and then it wins you matches. And also there's transition
with the right pass and the right decision making.
Lungu played in patches as Lungu in the first 45, and now looks to really get on with it. That battle in that middle of the park is as intense as it was in the first 45. Chanda was looking to link up with Chewe. Just out of your picture there, on the bottom of your picture, you would see Coach Halumbu very upset about what happened there with the two players not being able to link up together.
He's livid because he knew that the transition was on. It was only for Chanda to play the weight of the pass, whereby Benai could pick up from a but that's a worrying face from Coach Jerry Chabalala to say, I'm up against a formidable team, so the girls need to come out of their blocks and make sure that they play with so much confidence, because from now in the second half they're playing in patches, and that's where the problem now comes. There hasn't been that smooth operation from the Sundowns ladies.
Smooth is the call from Mayinga. They need to flow like liquid, something they haven't really been able to link up. Trying to link the play out is Lungu, and it's too close for Babane Mbali. Morifi. Again, Morifi looks to get onto her skates and go on.
This is a game whereby Lilona could be introduced, and she can shake things up in the middle of the park with a creativity, because she's one hell of a technical player that can cause an upset or discomfort to the opposition.
Lungu, nice turn and brought down by Mukwena.
She was caught for pace. Change of direction from Lungu make it difficult for Mukwena to get track, hence she had to pull her down.
So Chewa to make way for Ntala, substituting like for like. 24-year-old come out, and only the 23-year-old comes out into play. She's played the two games that they've played, that have had in the competition thus far. And there's some pace about her. And enterprise and intelligence running. So an attacking midfielder for an attacking midfielder, like for like, really. And again, in danger, paused by Mamelodi Sundowns, is dealt with ease in that defense of Green Buffaloes. It's really been the story of the day. Malaudzi. Oh, enterprising from Malaudzi. What a promising move, and doesn't yield any results.
Not in the same wavelength with Ngoye.
First touch, a good one. Manages to get a sight out of danger. COSAFA goes down, referee looks away. And as Green Buffaloes continue to play, they get one into the box, and this time it's Dlamini that gets off her line quickly and reads the situation very well.
And if you look at Chanda's right knee has been strapped with a brown strapping, and that tells that the pace has been compromised, because earlier on she suffered that knock against Dlamini. So now she can't dare to make the high pressing.
Go. Lalona Dawiti steps up for Masandawana. And Tanti comes off, and Dawiti takes her place. Dawiti, intelligent runner. And Murifi gets one into the box. You look at Murifi's connection with the ball as a marvel to watch. She always pinpoints and gets it right. And then connection with the ball is always crisp. Chanda has been kept quiet so far in the 10 minutes, and that's come and gone in the second 45. We still await the first goal. It's still 0-0 between Sundowns and Green Buffaloes. Malaudzi now operating on the far side is Malaudzi. That ball had gone out of play before Malaudzi could cross it.
She has been matched for pace by Mylen Molenga, and that's one of the tactical changes that coach Alubono have made to try and nullify the strength of Sundowns. It's on the wings with Morifi and Mlaudzi, but so far so good from Molenga and also a tempo from the Green Buffaloes ladies.
Morifi. Looks as though Ntana has been brought on to deal with the pace of Morifi. No, on the near side.
Yes.
Tawiti on a turn meets Molenga. Looking to switch sides. Finds Lungu. Lungu finds Chanda, who's been very quiet in the second half. Wide to Molenga.
The knock earlier on compromised their play, but look at Lungu filling in those small pockets, but not very effective as she did against Olympic Moron. So she needs to step up again and make sure that she steers things in the right direction for Green Buffaloes.
Tembo almost getting a sight in trouble. Mwemba clearing the defenses. Banai. Ntala. Tembo. Away by Mbane. Bambanani Mbane. Hasaho. Wide to Murifi. Can Murifi get to the ball first? No is the answer. Goalkeeper Mbwana has come out and cut out the danger every time and has been successful at it. I thought this time around the pace of Murifi may trouble her.
The ball played by Hasaho, it was more closer to the goalkeeper than wide to Murifi, where she would have enough time and space on it. So these are some of the things that in a transition, if you don't find or pick the right pass, your transition becomes alpha, but you can't take anything away from the good goalkeeping in Bava in goals.
Well, she's got big shoes to fill. There's Mbawa in goals. She takes over from Hazel Natasha Nale, who is the #1 goalkeeper of the national team, has moved over to Turkey to play for Faith Katana Spor Kalubu. So she's got big shoes to fill, and she seems to be fitting very well.
Again, it gives Coach Halumbo and also the national team coach the chance to have a pool of goalkeepers, because she has done tremendously well thus far in the game.
Will she really be tested this time around, as Kubela looks to get that ball into the box? She couldn't throw it as much as far. Now she gets an opportunity with the boot, and still the connection is not as crisp as she would have liked. Nanyangwe looks to put Mbani under pressure, and it's Mbani that gets the ball out. Great pass from Chanda Ntala on the edge of the 18 area. Green Buffaloes looking promising, cut out of danger by Makubela. Tembo. There's two of Green Buffaloes, and a tap touch, tap the left, tap the right, and didn't go anywhere when Tala would have wanted it. Again, the unevenness of the pitch, it's making players be uncertain with the connection of the ball, and that is it's continuing to be a bigger concern in this game.
The bounce become a very dicey one to the ladies to say, my first touch needs to be a close one so that I avoid a bounce, and the anticipation therefore needs to improve, because once the anticipation improves, the decision making comes secondary.
Trapo get busy in that defense. Put out from Lungu.
Inside! Inside! He's okay?
I mean, he put under pressure by Nanyangwe this time. And needlessly so, Mamelodi Sundowns trying to build from the back again, putting themselves under pressure and causing a throw in needlessly so.
Cross balls are always dangerous when you play them to the keeper. Shapo should have known better to play it up front.
Dawiti looking to bring this game alive for the Sundowns. Tembo will cut that out and trying to release Ganda.
Doesn't have the same stamina. They are forced into committing errors, Sundowns. They're not allowed to play their game. I mean, look at Khasaho. You expect her to be on the final third of things, but now she's holding the defensive lines, and that is not her strength. You need to have, as we could see, Coach Jerry's livid in terms of what he's seeing.
I did say that as a pharmacist, he's able to get the combination of medication going. He's struggling this afternoon to get this combination right on how to beat Green Buffaloes. Lungu looks to release Chanda, who's isolated. And Nyangwa. Chanda too strong.
The weight of the pass. That was a window of opportunity for the Green Buffaloes ladies.
Lungu again with the timely challenge in that middle of the park. And it's Khasaho that gets it out for a throw in. So matching each other strength for strength.
Oh yes, more especially in that midfield battle, you could see from that the Zambians have done very well in terms of doing their homework. They've bossed around that midfield.
Chanda Murifi protects the ball with everything that she has. And Chanda, being a strong player that she is, gives away a foul opportunity for Sundowns to clear their defenses.
Ganda at her best, wanting to win the ball by all cost.
Buena. Hasaho. Looking to release Khadiete as well as Mkoyi. Loko hurried off the ball. Nothing wrong there, says the referee. Tembo with that flick on to Khadieta. Mwemba tries to get it long to the back. It's Mbane who will chase. So, not doing a lot of running, both the teams now. They kick it forward and hope that it will land to the right player, and the right player will do justice for the team.
You can't play a high intensity game for 90 minutes, so hence you see most of the time there is a stop and go, breaking the momentum from the opposition and passes going astray. And those are signs of tiredness, because the mind, if it's not sharp enough, you won't manage to find the right pass.
They're already seeming to be struggling really with finding the right pass. But they have a free kick. Just on the center line. So looking now to try Mwemba again, tasked with getting that ball into the final third.
Will she find the right distance she's looking for in terms of going for goals?
Kid takes it high, but it's too close to the keeper. Distance, she got it right. Dipped correctly, but dipped into the hands of Angela Dlamini.
So next time she just have to make sure that the starting point needs to be a little bit far and exaggerate more power at her legs.
I like the fact that you said that you cannot apply high intensity throughout the 90 minutes. The pace that Green Buffaloes played in the first 45 was quite high. And then now you can see a number of tired bodies in there. They've already made one sub, and the competition rules allows them to make up to 5 substitutions. You look at the health in their bench. They've got Diana Banda, they've got the likes of Lucy Kajila up front, as well as Kayambore. And also equally so Mamelodi Sundowns, they've got Mitch Menis on the bench already. She managed to find a goal already in this tournament. Khabunelwi Kekana also can come on to assist in that middle of the park and add some strength.
Rabale also another option going forward.
Yes, Rabale also. Locally, she's scored 8 goals already, is Rabale, in the Hollywood Bet Super League. It has commenced already for Sundowns. Well, for Green Buffaloes, their season resumes next month. What they're trying to do, James, is to try and match the men's calendar and the women's calendar. Under pressure, Dlamini this time does well. Presence of mind to make sure that she avoids Chanda as she gets to that ball.
The earlier tussle or battles had shown her that she used to be clever enough in terms of clearing her lines, and she was only let down by Mbane there because the first touch was not as accurate as she thought.
Raudzi Khadiete keeps the ball alive for Sundowns. She's remaining on the floor.
The difference between the Green Buffaloes team and Sundowns is the camaraderie amongst the teammates. The Green Buffaloes ladies are playing for each other. There's cover defense, there's support in most of the time. And as for the Sundowns ladies, you find the likes of Lelona, Hasaho, and also Tandi not availing themselves when they are in possession, and makes it even difficult for the likes of Mkwena because they're always pinned to play the ball backwards, and that's where the pressure now or the pressing has been applied.
Lungu looking to pick up pieces for Green Buffaloes against Khadiete. There was a hint of a handball there, but referee allows the play to go on. And a shot from Goy goes way wide. But took that shot in the presence of Mwemba. Well, Mwemba was going for a tackle.
It was a rush shot from Ngoye, and the pressure being, after losing the ball, they realized that if you give Ngoye chance and space on the ball, she will cause a part. That was a rush of blood, whereby she thought she might conjure up something from there. She could have resuscitated the ball, hold it, or go straight inside the box and try to bring up something. You could see Coach Chabalala now is asking themselves to say, where to from now? Because we seems to have tried everything, but it's not working. Then when's plan C for that matter?
William Ngoye is a striker. She only needs one chance to bury the ball. And she couldn't get a best chance. Was intercepted by Mwemba. They have a corner now. Mbwana not tested as much. Will it be an opportunity? Gets it into the box. And a touch from Khadiete as well as Ngoye. Mtala with the defensive and decisive touch that sees it to go out as a corner. So it's Sundowns applying the pressure now.
They need to utilize the set pieces because open play, they have been frustrated.
Taken straight and in trying to find him going. Murifi can't rifle it. In any way, it finds the wall and ricochets back. Mtala wins it for Sundowns. White Ngoye. First touch, too heavy.
And that's the difference. When a promising attack is led down by a first touch, it gives problem because it allows the opposition to either come up with a transition or maybe have the turnovers much better than you.
Loud getting ahead where it hurts the most. But even that effort doesn't yield any result. Opportunity, flag up.
I still want to see from where I'm sitting. I can agree with Coach Jerry unless otherwise to say it didn't look like an offside from where I'm sitting, unless otherwise.
Four offsides by Mamelodi Sundowns already so far. One against Green Buffaloes. Mwemba seems to be getting tired of trying to kick the balls long.
Remember, it requires an amount of force for you to get the elevation you're looking for. So somewhere, somehow, she'll get tired, and it will be something that Sundowns need to make sure that they put pressure or pounce from it.
Frustration grows for Coach Jerry on the bench. He'd want things to change.
If you are to be a champion, you need to be tested from all angles, and in all the games that they have played except against Costa del Sol, Double Action tested them. They passed because they got the positive results in a draw, but this time around against Green Buffaloes, revenge was on the cards for the ladies from Zambia. So surely they need to roll up their sleeves and knuckle down, grind the result irrespective of how everything, it doesn't matter whether by hook or by crook, as long you put the ball in the back of the net, that's what matters.
Well, by hook or crook, we will be crowning champions. Well, it will be new champions in Green Buffaloes, or it will be Mamelodi Sundowns successfully defending their title. That and all will be decided in the 18 or so minutes that remain of regulation time. And if regulation time will not be able to separate the two sides, we go to extra time. And thereafter, it's the lottery of penalties should it not separate the two sides. Ntala looking to release Chanda. Chanda too strong for Ntapo and company. Chanda! No, should have really put that away. And even Andile Dlamini gave up in chasing that ball because she noticed that Chanda intelligently aimed for the far post. Man, unfortunately, the ball going wide.
Nshala did play a decent ball behind the Sundowns ladies defense. As you have mentioned, Ganda That's what she powered herself between Shapo and also Mbane, and she came even victorious. It's only the target that eluded them, but she did everything right at that point in time.
Right, looking to use her strength of her own. Helen Chanda has got 2 goals so far. Has got a single goal rather so far in the tournament.
As a coach, you'll be happy to have a player like Chanda, because you know that the defense opposition won't rest, and it's only the supply that will be very crucial in making sure that you play according to your strength.
Free kick. Free kick against Zulu. She was the winner of the match in the first game.
Yes, she did very well, and also coming in now as another change in the Green Buffaloes ladies team. It tells you how much steel she has imposed in that mid of the park.
Mlaudzi unable to keep the ball in play. Ms. Mlaudzi, so she thought she could. 50-50 challenge. Free kick throw in for Green Buffaloes.
It's not going to be easy out there. They have to toughen up and go through each and every tackle.
Dawiti. Oh, intelligent football from Dawiti. Lovely turn from her also. Gets Sundowns going. Yeah, let's say that in the last third they struggled to string up passes. To try and pile on pressure on it. 15 minutes remain in this game, and we're still awaiting the first goal of the match. If you just joined us, if regulation time doesn't separate the 2 teams, we'll go to extra time, then penalties afterwards if there is a need. Can Nanyangwe change that? Thinks about a shot. Nanyangwe didn't get the power, only got the elevation, much to the disappointment of Albono.
That was a hopeful shot from Nanyangwe. She did everything well to outfox Mbane, but there you just have to pick your spot and place the ball smooth and nicely. Because if you look at Dlamini's positioning, she was out of her line, so you could have tripped her over. But lack of awareness, rush of blood, no composure at all.
No composure at all. Sees us having 12 shots on target overall for both teams, and only 5 of those being on target. From Mamelodi Sundowns, 4 and 1. Rather 1 from Mamelodi Sundowns and 4 from Green Buffaloes. Mistaken defense. Can the Green Buffaloes capitalize? No is the answer as Makubele clears it away from danger. Tembo looks to release Murifi. The fastest player in the Sundowns side is Murifi. Chanda. Great first touch to bring that ball down under control. Tembo looks to switch side to Nanyangwe. Zulu. Goy is coming, rushing behind and timely tackle from Goy to get that ball out for throw-in.
When we talk about defensive organization, that's the alertness that Ngoyi provided there. Even though she might have feel an inch of that tackle because she was coming from behind, tracking back very quickly. Another Tyler Schmidt can be a good addition with Rabale to change things for some, because you can see that combination of Mtandi and Khasaro hasn't been working for the better part of the second half, even in the first half. So a change can do a wonders of good for the Sundowns ladies, more especially in the middle of the park, because that's where they are losing the grip of the game.
Dr. Denny Jordan in presence. that have come to grace the game with their presence. Beautiful work from Mylan Mulenga. Kicked away from danger. Dawiti. First off, have him. Ngoi is back now. She's on the ball against Musase. Ngoi looking for support. No one in yellow getting any closer to Ngoi, becoming an option for them. And because she's isolated, position is conceded. Mbani applying her pace. Now manages to get into the box. Continues with the run, Mbani. Beautiful work from Mbani. And Murifi can't get into the box. Chanda. Stability from Nkapo. Just out of your picture. Ngoi is seemingly to be struggling. She is on the floor. Is Ngoi Kadiete. Goes down. What does the referee say? Allows the game to go on. Kubela. Looking, it goes down, it catches at her face, and again the referee will have none of it. The game will continue according to the referee.
Sportsmanship from Nanyangwa, spotting her teammates on the floor and is then to take the ball out. But as for Ngoi, she has run her socks off, so I won't be surprised if she can be called off at this point in time.
Yeah, you say that, and she is actually being called off. Talia Smith is be brought on. Talia Smith travelled with the national team to the WAFCON. Yeah, she made her debut. Also, for the first time with the national team in this very year is Talia Smith. She's been having a good 2022. Can she crown that performance with a goal that will see Masandawana defend a title of their own?
She's a midfield genius. Surely she'll shake things up, and this will allow Lelona to play much closer to Khadiete because the supply hasn't been there. So with only Ngoi making most of the runs, with Khadiete being kept quiet, you need someone that will always take the advanced spaces whenever left behind to the chair of the fence, because they know once Tyler Smith is in, she'll wrap her foot on the ball and make the Sundowns team tick.
Tick is what the Sundowns team needs to do. A goal will certainly kiss this game to life. It very low. Pasako picks up. Schmidt looks to find Murife. In the end, the pass was too strong. Murife was already in an offside position.
Great line hold by the Zambian defense. I'm not surprised why they haven't considered a goal in this year's edition of COSAFA qualifying women qualifying matches. You could see that everything is orchestrated. Earlier on, you spoke about the discipline that the team is having, and it shows in terms of how they model their game around.
Murife battling for that ball. Chanda. And Schmidt again. Gets rid of it very quickly as Dameni, but makes a mistake, goes to Pena. This time the referee will blow for a free kick. Much closer as far as range is concerned from Wemba. Yellow card against Mukwena.
The question is, will she have the legs to strike it with so much venom?
Second yellow card for the 21-year-old. Now it means for the 7 or so minutes that remain in this game, Mamelodi Sundowns will be playing one player down. And now they'll be under pressure. So when you Halubono, do you change tactics? Do you start giving them problems now? Look at that challenge there. Banya got to the ball first, and she immediately knew that she is in trouble for her foot-up challenge. Much closer now. There's 3 of them that line up for that ball.
You just add one lady going forward to add the numbers, because now you're sitting back, wanting to use a transition. So this time around, let's hope Mwemba could come up with something that will trouble Dlamini in goals. The only thing that can bail Dlamini now is how she's going to align her wall and herself. That will give her a clear indication as to where the ball might supposed to be played.
Lungu looks to be the favorite to take this one. Lungu into the palms of Angela Dlamini. So you spoke of the wall alignment. You spoke of her positioning. 100%. Away by Nhlap. Kadiete. Dawiti. Spoke of hairstyles. You look at the fancy hairstyle of Dawiti. So hairstyles have been a thing of football.
Yes, footballers always, you'll spot them with the hairstyles.
Remember when Jabu Pule scored in the Coca-Cola final against Chama Cosmos? Yes. He spotted a black and with polka dots of blonde opportunity for Green Buffaloes. Mane goes down. Free kick was bulldozed over. So for those that don't know what a ganda is, it's a bulldozing machine. So it's used for constructions. The most trusted, gets the job done effectively. So it's the strongest machine there is as far as construction is concerned. So when we say ganda, we certainly say it's the strongest player in the field, and she applies maximum force every time she goes for a challenge. Mwemba to Khadieta. Khadieta with the shot. Great thinking from Khadieta. Yes. You don't take your chances, you miss 100% of them.
Absolutely, she has been quiet, and she nearly got things right with that snapshot. And that's the confidence that strikers want. If you don't give them supply, they go dead. They become non-functional. Once you give them supply, they'll come up to life. Hence, you saw Khadieta trying something from far.
Schmidt. Wrong tactic maybe from Schmidt. She could have tried to control that ball. She had space.
She was caught in between two minds, not to chest trap it or to play it head on.
Throw in taken quickly. Mamelodi hits it. He kicks it out for a throw in again. It's hard to believe that she's only 32 years of age. She's played in Spain for IBA. She was voted in 2008 as the African Women's Champion, African Woman Football Player of the Year, rather. And was the first South African to win that title. The other to win the title is Thembi Kgatlana in 2018. And the title holder, 5-time winner, is Ashoto. That plays for Nigeria and Barcelona. She's got 5 titles already.
Remember the Chawinga sisters from Malawi doing very well in China. And you could see that African women football has improved tremendously because the export ratio has been on a high since that World Cup, and eventually being one of the top goal scorers in the Chinese league. It tells something about the women's football in the African continent.
women's football has improved tremendously. You spoke of exports in both countries. In fact, most countries in Africa that they've made also. Nigeria are no longer the strongholds. You talk of Nigeria, they beat France in the under-22 FIFA World Cup yesterday, and Ghana lost in their match, in their opening match, by 3-0. And certainly so for the Ghanaians, they would have really hoped to do well, especially in the opening game.
It's not going to be easy competing in the international level. You need to be more competitive in terms of your structures, more especially at club level.
Ball into the box, bouncing around. Mamelodi did try to get to the end of that ball. And funny enough, Ghana were beaten by USA. Also another country where in women's football is on the rise. The first country to decide to pay men and women equal for national call-ups. So there is football, women's football is promising, and it's on the rise, I tell you. Murithi. Driven wide is Murithi. But the more she's driven wide, that's a comfortable position. And as you can see, possession there.
And that's the type of structures that we need. More established women's leagues at club level and regionally, for that matter, makes it even easier for coaches to nurture talent into the right direction. But if they play in uncompetitive leagues, it's even difficult for them to compete in international competitions, for that matter.
Structure is everything, because you look at the teams that are playing in the final today and have a strong structure with Mamelodi Sundowns ladies sharing facilities with their male counterparts, and also Green Buffaloes sharing their facilities with their male counterparts. But CAF has come out and now forces teams, and they implementing rules to force teams to be able to have a structure for women's football if they are to campaign in the CAF Champions League or CAF Confederations Cup.
It will do a world of good, because the exchange of ideas and facilities.
The real opportunity behind the defense, and you can't capitalize on it. And also can't keep the ball in play is Ntala. So communication there in the defense may have cost the Green Buffaloes. So 4 minutes of optional time to be played. Schmidt looks to pick up. Nanyangwe with that back pass and clearance. Chanda, first touch too heavy.
But she will be happy, because Nhlapo could only manage to clear her lines. As you could see, that Ganda was there to enforce herself on Nhlapo.
Nanyangwe gets it across the 18 area, but it's too close. It's in the 6-yard box. Makubela. So 4 minutes added, only 2.5 played, much to the dismay of Makubela, as we showed it her. So the two teams will go to extra time and thereafter penalties if they can't be separated. It remains 0-0 after 90 minutes. Both teams have shown that they can do this. Started on a high in the first 45 is the Green Buffaloes. At high tempo, they couldn't manage it, James.
They did so well, even though they slacked a bit, but they managed to make sure that they made Sundowns pound to pound. I mean, look at the discipline we're talking about now, coming out in a line, coming in a line, it shows that they have done so much work in terms of the teamwork.
So in the 90 minutes, couldn't separate the two teams. Now Mamelodi Sundowns and Green Buffaloes is 0-0. Extra time to follow. So Coach Jerry looking for the right combinations. They say that he's a pharmacist, so as far as chemistry is concerned, he knows how to mix it up and make sure that it works. His formulas worked all over the years. People have him figured out now. They are able to push Mamelodi Sundowns up against the walls. This is what has been in the 90 minutes. An opportunity, and Lungu came alive later in the first half and was looking to link up with Chanda.
That combination between Lung and Chanda has given the Sundowns ladies problems. It's the spaces that were exploited. Look at Chanda trying to cushion with a thigh. Unfortunately, it couldn't kiss the foot of the upright, but what a chance it was for Chanda earlier on.
Murifi looking to do her exploits on the wing. Pinned one into the box. And then arriving late was Malaudzi. And couldn't capitalize on it.
Lack of option. Good work from Rifio on the left hand side, but she only had Moyu to aim for. As for Mlaudzi, she was late, hence she tried to improvise, but nothing came out of it.
She knows she should have done better. And Chanda wrestles with it. Wrestles with Nhlapo. Had a wonderful opportunity, but couldn't really make a count.
Great ball played over the top by Nkala, but look at the persistency from Chanda. As she tried to loop Dlamini, she couldn't find the right target, hence it went astray.
So statistically, this is how it has been. Mamelodi Sundowns have controlled most of the game as far as possession is concerned. But you look at the goal attempts also. 6 from Mamelodi Sundowns, 9 from Green Buffaloes. Only 4 from the Green Buffaloes to be on target, having tested Andile Dlamini, and 2 from Mamelodi Sundowns, unlike them really.
It shows that Green Buffaloes were on the offensive side of things, but creating a good balance of attacking and defense at the same time.
So you look at the benches and people that can still come on. Michelle Minis is one of the names that stand out in that bench of Mamelodi Sundowns. Rabali as well. You've also spoken about her, but you look at on the side of Green Buffaloes. Kajia can come on. Kayambona also can come on and try and change things going up front for the two sides. So they've got options on the bench and they can make up to 5 substitutions. Mamelodi Sundowns has done 2 and the Green Buffaloes only 1.
There's the toss, there's the toss.
So the referee Vistoria heading the toss. Mamelodi Sundowns won the toss, will elect their side, and to kick us off it will be Green Buffaloes. So conditions are changing.
It's getting a little bit chilly out there, so surely the ladies will want to keep themselves warm and make sure that they give us a solid 30 minutes for that matter.
Well, they need to dig deep now as it starts to drizzle. Well, the goalkeepers need to be even more alert now.
Oh, yes.
Because the ball is going to skid off, the ball is going to be wet, it's going to be hard to hold on to the ball, and as an out-and-out player you obviously take shots from a distance now and trying to test the goalkeeper, right?
That becomes the key. Only if you can anticipate that's what it wants at this point in time. But more importantly is the willingness of the player to apply their mind under pressure.
Schmidt fighting for that to be on and away in the in the first half rather of extra time.
Not only the shot to be taken, also the tackles need to be timed perfectly, most especially inside the big box.
Again, the battle on the wing continuing, unable to really save possession for themselves. Dawiti, key touch in there, it goes down.
And the unfortunate part is that once Radiator went down, there wasn't any option at the top of the Sundowns attack, and that is a worrying factor because had she won the advantage, she couldn't go further or advance in terms of goal scoring opportunity because there was no one. She's the only one. So the likes of Hasaho and also Lelene need to know that when Radiator drops deep, they need to advance to take that advanced position.
Ball in behind, header, unable to keep it on play, keep it on target from Babanani Mbane. No, as a judge to be on an offside position already. So has never sat down his Alupona since the match has started. The emphasis is right, really. Battling it again for it. Kanda wins it again. Alive. Celia Schmidt really having come on in that middle of the park as Celia Schmidt. She's really bossed that middle of the park and she has won a lot of battles for Mamelodi Sundowns in that midfield.
Her ball recovery since she came in has been superb, and it's only to be complimented by her teammates. So that's all they need from now. And going back into the game, Bafana, they need to know that playing the ball back to the keeper, they mustn't play it straight into the post. They just have to play it a little bit sideways for safety reasons, because imagine if she misses it in a slippery surface like that, and you don't want to concede such kind of goals.
So conditions changing very quickly, and it's going to make it a little bit difficult for the players. It's going to be challenging conditions really for the players, as you can spot the drizzle there on your picture. So still, Coach Halupono doesn't want to get out of the rain, and it tells you how important this match is for him and Green Buffaloes also.
He vowed to himself and the team, the entire team, to say, against all odds, I want to hoist, I want to beat Sundowns, because they're the best team now in Africa as far as women's football is concerned.
Schmidt battling it with Banya in that middle of the park.
He spoke about the bounce of the ball. Now she was caught by the pace of it with the slippery surface. The throw-ins also will be a little bit tricky, so they need to make sure that they just rub off the ball or try to wipe the ball a little bit to get the grip of it.
Mistake to get the sides under pressure now from Zulu. Really needlessly on there. Great first touch from Hasako. Looking for a turn and to locate Murifi. Manages to regain possession, albeit on a mistake of the opponent, which didn't last long really. Looking for Chanda and all the way from Bani. Tilly Schmidt dictating matters for Masandawana. Free kick for Sundowns. So 5 minutes of extra time played. 0-0 still it remains.
You put two passes, the third one will cut. just to break the attacks. They will be happy, the Green Buffaloes ladies, with the stop and go, because they know that frustrates the rhythm of the Sundowns ladies. So they've done their homework very well, and they are trying to change the strength of Sundowns to become one of their weakness, which is hardly easy to see, for that matter.
So this is a completely different Mamelodi Sundowns we've seen in ages. Mwemba gets it long, too close to Tlapo. Sundowns come away with it again. Asako goes back. Why, I wonder. Awiti, promising move from Mamelodi Sundowns. Can they make it count? Awiti looking for a return ball. Mwemba intercepts.
Great defending from Wemba. The anticipation ratio has been absolutely superb to watch. She has read the game very well.
Lenga. Schmidt forces errors. And Mwemba again. Lauti. What tirelessly is Lauti. Needed a little bit of luck also. Had one glorious opportunity at the beginning of the second half.
Credit must be given to Maiden Mlenga for matching her pound to pound and nullifying her strength.
Shot from a distance. It is towards goal. It will be dealt with easy. Ambitious hit and hope. First touch from Mlenga. Not the best of one.
Tired bodies means the decision making becomes poor. So we are in the extra time. So surely with discipline, should be happy with that, to say it never went into the Sundowns player. Rather be out, and then we're able to regroup and make sure now the turnover is there for her now to regain possession and launch an attack from the throw-in.
Coach Halabono still shouting instructions on that bench. I mean, also his opposite number is on his feet. Mistake from Makubeda. You would remember that she made a mistake in the previous game and scored an on goal against Double Action, which forced Mamelodi Sundowns to come from behind and level matters in that game. Courtesy of Khadiete, still remains their top goal scorer in this campaign so far with 3 goals.
In fact, in that game against Double Action, Mamelodi Sundowns ladies were lucky because the Double Action ladies front line, they were not razor sharp in front of those.
Hard-working Malauti. Lungu.
Not at all.
Nenda again. Banya. They managed to keep possession for their sides and looks to move things swiftly so. Julius Schmidt seems to have dropped slight. Mwemba.
She has had a solid game at the back, complemented by Msase, who started a little bit sluggish, but after that yellow card, she has been clever in terms of putting her foot right on tackles.
Opportunity now, and Msase read that very well and shielded the ball comfortably so. Chanda again. Chanda beats Thingy for the goal. And Chanda goes down again, colliding with Lamini. beaten Tapo, tired from Tapo, of course, that's what it seemed. Chanda did well.
Lapse of concentration, lapse of communication, which was very key, because Nshapo thought that ball will zip off straight into Dlamini Zambia. Yet Dlamini was anticipating that Nshapo will play a back pass and open for her. Unfortunately for Chanda, who got a first yellow card, and that sums a night of being called Ganda Ganda.
Helen Ngandwe, Chanda. She has worked hard, is Chanda, and really has been unlucky to find the final touch. So you look at how that was for Chanda. Start up, slight up from Chanda, and got into that. So they talk about conditions changing slightly, and it's starting to drizzle now. And what to look out for, Mainga, for both players, as outfield players, as also as goalkeepers. What is the best way now to boss out tactically?
As we have seen earlier with Chanda, with the consultation of Coach Nkosi and Jerry Chavalala, is to say we need to find a different mechanism in approaching in such wet or slippery surfaces. But as for the wet surface, the type of follow-through tackles like what Chanda did to Dlamini, it's something that you can avoid. But more importantly, it's how you need to take shots far from a distance to trouble the keeper, because the bounce in front of a keeper in a socky surface like that becomes more problematic. So they just have to try and anticipate that. The likes of Mwemba, they will have to.
So already having collected a red card, Ratile Mukwena, she is now sitting at VIP alongside Sundowns officials also. Those are some of the dignitaries that have braved the conditions, as the conditions seemingly worsening slightly. So Dlamini is up, out of your picture. Will May soldier on as far as this game is concerned. So 13 minutes are gone so far. Obviously the referee running to the fourth official to make aware of how much time to add on. You would remember the goalkeeper treatment can take for as long as necessary.
They also got an equally replacement in Bosija, the Botswana international #1 women's goalkeeper. She did very well in the first game, so Ayanda was brought in that double action game whereby they wanted to start from the back, and with the confidence and comfortability of being compatible with both feet, it was a great choice to make her the #1.
Marifi. Nyangwe wins it for Green Buffaloes. Totally touch for Rota. Schmidt cuts his possession. And then now. And again, communication in that instant also needed to be spot on.
She learned from the previous incident with Chanda to say, Dlamini, we've got this.
Tala, the first touch was good, but the ball sort of skidded off her foot, so she couldn't control it.
She took her eyes momentarily on the ball, hence it went astray.
Murithi, now good position for Mamelodi Sundowns. Can she cut it back? Murithi unable to keep the ball in, but the keeper did well to make herself big, close down the angle.
Good goalkeeping from Buana, making sure that she denied that angle to Murifi. A chip over her could have been, had she lifted her eyes up. Lelona was lacking on the far end, so she could have chipped it to Lelona with an open net, but great goalkeeping from Buana.
Fourth corner of the match for Mamelodi Sundowns with 1 minute at a time of extra time. Bolin, they hit it in back into play. Chanda. The heart wanted to do what the foot couldn't do there.
You need a coordination. We understand in the extra time, tired bodies will compromise the thinking ability of the players.
And you see how also the tactics are strict from the coaches, is that they're not even making substitutions. They don't want to lose this game to chance, but there is a chance called penalties if it remains like this. So first half of extra time is done and dusted. The two sides will change sides. It has really been a heavy day in the office for Joanne Benya alongside the Green Buffalo players. And at half-time of extra time, it is 0-0, still it remains. So the players will take as much time as they need just to recover, that's what I feel.
There isn't much time for that matter because they have to start immediately.
So still looking to get Meta started off. The goalkeeper for the Green Buffaloes now will go to her line. Delay the restart of the game slight a bit. There is slight bit of pace that has picked up about this game in the second half of extra time. Both players know that the penalties are looming. And you wouldn't want to leave this game to chance to be decided on penalties. It is drizzling, so penalties are going to be a bit difficult. It has been a bumpy beat, so you can expect a few players to be slipping. And that is going to compromise the connection with the ball for the penalties to be kicked.
Also in terms of open play now in the second stanza of the extra time, are they wearing the right boots? Because that can be a defining moment in terms of a goal scoring opportunity or a goal saving opportunity for that matter.
Out wide to Ntala, first touch too heavy. Murifi. Batani trying to try Zulu. Lungu. Promised a hat-trick is Lungu. Man, she has been a shadow of a player that we've come to know. Looks to release Chanda. Strong left hand.
But she needs to know that she has a yellow card, so she needs to be careful. No danger at all. So, but I'm not surprised. She's a warrior. She wants to take things upon her shoulders and make sure that she gives the team much more advantage in every aspect of the game.
So WT Mentana going ahead at 50-50 there. WT looked lively once she came on and couldn't really spark the side to the life that it needed for this game to really take on a set direction maybe.
It's always difficult when you come in as a substitute because the impact that is expected from you with the pace of the game it was going at that point in time, it was difficult to acclimatize because it means that the warm-up has to be something that in your second breath you are able to match each other pound to pound.
See, now she needs to keep her gloves dry because conditions are making life a bit difficult for them. Morifi looks to get the ball in. There was a handball there. The referee couldn't spot it. So both coaches frustrated now. And there's how things are and not able to pick up from where they truly want to. So continuing on it. Capo kicks out the ball out of danger.
Because she knew that if she plays it to Dlamini, it's a sign for Chanda to pounce on the loose ball going back.
They go forward now. They're looking lively now. As Mamelodi Sundowns directly combining lovely with that communication between the two players not at its best.
Shifting responsibility. That's what Khadiete did. The awareness, we spoke about the decision making that will be compromised with tired bodies out there. So it was evident at that point in time for Khadiete.
So again looking to combine Dawiti, looking to use her intelligence to try and move the ball on.
Zulu has mocked beautifully in front of that back four. She has done tremendously well in that one.
So Khadiete has run her race. Chantel Esau comes on for the first match of the tournament is Esau. And 31-year-old comes on for the very first time, and as Khadiete has run her race.
Is this the last dice that Coach Cherry will be throwing in to change things?
So last dice to be thrown in with just under 9 minutes left of extra time.
With the chance that eluded Khadiete in a game of this magnitude is some of those chances that you might get it once and then you'll kick your heels about it if you go on and to lose the game for that matter, because it has been a closely contested affair between the two teams.
Chanda wins it. Nkapo, decisive tackle then. How key was that interception from Nkapo? Because Chanda was on her way on there.
She judged the bounce of the ball very well, hence she made the superb clearance.
Tembo has been eliminated by that nick that she caught. Sundowns coming alive in the time that remains in this extra time. About 8 minutes to be exact that remains in this extra time. Much to his disappointment, and reaches for the cooler box to try and cool off.
He has to cool off the emotions, because you could see that what they planned for in this game has been the opposite. They have been frustrated in terms of the high pressing from Green Buffaloes, forced them to change their way of approach, playing long balls that doesn't suit them. So it's something that he's wondering to say, where did we go wrong?
Where did we go wrong is the question. Looking to try and correct it from Green Buffaloes, and unable to get the ball in where it's much necessary.
They will be happy with their effort. And that's Chanda for your chest, run his socks off. So surely either way it goes on the penalty shootout, they will be happy with the efforts they put in today.
They put in their best foot forward. They started lively in the first 45, pressed Mamelodi Sundowns, exerted energy, pace also in their game. They really couldn't continue with that high level no play in the second 45, which allowed Mamelodi Sundowns to get back into the game and try and get spaces behind Green Buffalo defense. But now it's Mamelodi Sundowns on the ascendancy. Look to end and finish things slight but strong.
The game plan from Green Buffaloes has worked tremendously well. They managed to manage the game the way they wanted it, and that's how they managed to destabilize the Sundowns ladies.
Great first touch to bring that ball down from Chanda. Did well to protect that ball also. Finds Tembo. Ball into the box. No one in the white of Green Buffaloes manages to get to the end of that ball.
From their approach, Green Buffaloes, you could see that they stayed with the same structure, not even adding more numbers going forward, knowing that Sundowns, they are one-man shot, because they know the dangers of playing one-man shot. If you commit more bodies going forward, you leave space to be exposed in terms of a transition, and they've maintained the structure, hence you've seen Sundowns couldn't penetrate, and playing one-man shot, it means they have to double their effort in such an inclined condition. It takes a leg and an arm for that to come up with better performances.
Dawiti battles for that ball along with Khasakho. She's got the ball now. She looks for support, finds it wide in Roda. Khasakho again battles with Lungu. And with the Sundowns looking stronger as extra time continues. 5 minutes left of the regulation time of extra time. Long pass from Munenga. Lungu goes down, looks at the referee. Referee allows play to continue. What do you think? Sase will shield that ball as it goes out.
Cleverly done by Mosase at the back. Unfortunate for South Chantel, she comes in where the tempo is high, and for her to acclimatize in the short space of time, it will be something very difficult to do.
Schmidt, very difficult to do, and also the other difficult thing is taking a penalty after you've been substituted on and when the tempo of the game is high. Trini Murife, story of the whole day, unable to get it in the box. Schmidt picks up. Schmidt, beautiful ball, finds Khasakho. Cuts in for Murife. Flag out on the far side.
Wow. Wow. That's the type of play we know Sundowns about, playing on the half spaces. Unfortunately, they've done it in patches in today's game, and where we thought Murife had a breakthrough, she was adjudged to be offside. She could have stayed on. Also the delay of the pass from Khasakho, because she made a late run, which makes it even difficult for Khasakho to pierce it through.
Does well, but I can't get through the two players. Schmidt, that middle of the park is Schmidt. Battles for the ball is Asau, does well to find Schmidt. Combining very well are the Mamelodi Sundowns players. Again, Schmidt looking to make herself the important link to link up play in for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Look how congested is that midfield, because once Schmidt pass one player, there is a cover. And that's what has been the story of the Green Buffaloes ladies, making sure that they don't give time and space on the ball to the Sundowns ladies.
Well, and still extra time with 2 minutes left, and after the 2 minutes that's left, we're going to go straight into the lottery of penalties. Schmidt again, looking to play for Mamelodi Sundowns. So, able to put the Green Buffaloes under pressure in these later stages of extra time. Schmidt again, heavy first touch from Schmidt. Nanyangwe pushes it too much, Nanyangwe. Well, defense getting Sundowns going. Lungu finds Nanyangwe out wide. And Chanda making the run, unable to get to him. Esau, that's why she wears jersey number 10. Murifi takes the back. Murifi gets onto the skates, gets one into the box. Opportunity for Sundowns. Tawiti brings it down, and it's Mwemba. Mwemba with the jailing touch. That is a match-winning tackle.
Absolutely. She hasn't set her foot wrong. She had a solid game. On and on, from the first whistle up until thus far. That has been resolute defense. When you talk about defense winning championship, that's the kind of tackles, that's the kind of bodies you'll want to see, putting where it hurts most.
Chanda isolated. So, referee brings the extra time to a close. First 90 minutes, it could not separate the two teams. A further 30 minutes still could not separate the two teams. 2 hours of football has been played, Mainga, and both teams could not be separated. Now it's the lottery of penalties.
It was marginal. It was minimal. They did everything, Sundowns. The unfortunate part, they had to change their game plan. Playing in patches, it never helped their momentum. But as for Green Buffaloes, they'll be happy with the type of approach they applied today, because they managed to nullify Sundowns' strength. Has divine intervention. It's what they're looking for in terms of the lottery of penalties. Now, everything has been done. It's up to the players. Heroes will be made. Valiance will be there to try and forget about this day.
So after 2 hours of football, it remains Mamelodi Sundowns ladies 0, Green Buffalo Women's FC 0. So last year's final for that Mamelodi Sundowns was involved in, was decided in regulation time. 3-0. Masandawana, they claimed the victory against Black Rhinos. Black Rhinos, Queens of Zimbabwe. Now, Coach Jerry getting the penalties going. So it's gonna be interesting to see. What's the best technique? Do you, as a coach, ask for volunteers of the first 5? No, do you just ask them? Or do you just choose the best takers?
You choose the best takers, because chances are you could have practiced that in one of the training sessions, because playing in the final, you have to have 3 types of training: when you are leading, when you are chasing the game, and more importantly, when you go to the penalties to say, how do we come up with? So surely those 5 ladies that have done so well at training in terms of penalties is concerned, they will be the one that has to step up. Unless if it goes to whereby it's optional in terms of saying, because we are not in the first 5, so now becomes a sudden death whereby you just have to pick and choose whomever that has the confidence. But trust me, it's something that can make or break a player.
Well, this can make or break a player. This can make or break dreams. The lottery of penalties will be decided. Both goalkeepers have been voted the best. Andile Dlamini voted the best in Africa. Aisha Mbwana voted the best in Zambia. So, goalkeeper of the season in Zambian Football Super League. And for Andile Dlamini, goalkeeper of the year. As far as WAFCON is concerned, goalkeeper of the tournament, makes it Africa's finest.
But for you to be the best, you need to compete against the best, to determine and gauge yourself in terms of how far, how close are you. If you are the best in your regional league, at the national level also becomes, and also this can send a strong warning. Or she could raise a hand in Banyua to say, I'm ready to assume the Zambian women's national team first spot as a goalkeeper.
Well, the toss now on who to take the penalty first. So we see on how now this will be pushed on going forward. So here, ready, the sides have been chosen, and the referee will obviously have the conversation with the goalkeepers. So just on your picture there, Andile Dlamini been strapped. Is it a games thing? Because now, from a player's perspective, you looking at which side is going to be weaker. And you may ask if they do not have another goalkeeper. They've got a goalkeeper, Busija, on the bench, but she has come down with flu. So because she has come down with flu, now she can't come on and come in for the penalties also.
Remember the follow-up tackle from Chanda when they collided in the during the 90 minutes.
Yes.
So she played with an injury. So now the only problem, if it's tight, it means in terms of her agility, she might be compromised. But she had to use the experience and make sure that she makes herself bigger and better to deny the Green Buffaloes and ladies an easy chance to get the goals from the penalty spot.
So I would pick the left-hand side. That is me. Because then I know she can't jump further. She can't be able to elevate to the far post. She can't have that much energy.
But look, they believed. They've come far not to have conceded a goal. It shows that they had an aim in taking the final, and divine intervention is all that they're looking for. But let's see what Captain Fantastic can do. She scored against Costa del Sol from a penalty spot, so let's hope she'll be able to have the same technique to beat Mbana in goals for Green Buffaloes.
Okay, so Sundowns. That ball sends the keeper the wrong way. First corner, leading by example.
Great penalty from Captain Fantastic, making sure that she restores that confidence. It's up to Dlamini now to try and make sure that when the infield players slot their penalties in, she's able to test as she tries and hyping the crowd from this point in time.
looking to hype the crowd. She goes up against Irene Computer Lungu. She's got 5 goals already in the tournament, a brace and a hat-trick in the next match. So as far as hitting the back of the net, she's got the confidence. But from a penalty sport, can she do it? Irene Lungu, Ayanda spots it, but Andila the spots it, but is unable to get to it. It's 1-1.
You said you aim to your left side, and that's what she did, Irene Lungu. It's more like she has had you to say, let me go to the left side, because she won't have that elevation. Great penalty from Irene Lungu. Yes, she did touch it, but if you look at her body, it was down, and with her hand, she never had the power to stop it. So it's one thing, maybe she need to try and make sure that she comes off the line, or she makes sure that she has strong hands for that matter.
So Hasako steps up. Buana. Hasako. Oh. Dead standing still. And puts it as far as possible. As it from Buana. Second penalty. Successful.
Successful indeed to send the keeper the wrong way. Great penalty from the left foot and Hasago. So it means Sundowns ladies, they're aiming for the right side of Mbwana, and also Jamini, the Green Buffaloes ladies, they're aiming for the left side. So let's see who's going to guess right in the next one to try and make a crucial save.
Masasa, a centre back, often enough. They shoot, they kick it straight with power. Sends the keeper the wrong way. The keeper guesses right, rather, and gets it under her armpits.
Slippery surface. It's what benefited Musasa, because she knew if she puts power behind the ball, as much as Jamini guessed right, but it zipped off her armpit, and that it's a well taken penalty because it had power behind it.
So both goalkeepers will know that one save could change things.
At times they guess left or right, 2 right, and then you guess left, and then you manage to catch it. So it's a lottery, like you said earlier on.
Esau, having come off the bench to take a penalty, will it be successful? Yes, is the answer. Well taken penalty, power, precision, and placement.
You could see that they've trained the penalties as they go the same direction again. So it means now Mbwana need to guess now to go on the right hand side, because 3 penalties from the Sundowns ladies, they went to 3. 3 penalties from the Sundowns ladies thus far.
Mafatembo steps up. So sticks focus look in her eyes. Tembo, like a defender, straight down the line, and found Sticks guessing.
It was central, and as for Sticks, she had a 0-time reaction, hence it went through, because had she stand still or used her arm, it could have been a different option, but opted to dive, and with that, the momentum of the body took her away from the target.
Rodam Lawood steps up. She's been working hard in that game. She applied herself with great impetus. Can she crown that performance with a spot kick? 4th penalty for Mamelodi Sundowns. Roda! Oh, beauty. Oh, stunning. Oh, Shwasha. Really, placement, power, precision. It's everything there.
She's only asking one thing, just one from Jamini. Again, look at the great penalty from Mulaudzi, making sure that she beat Mbeva. Stand still, also central. Had she tried to dive to her left side, she could have done. And Rhoda did very well, knowing that she might have guessed to go to the right, but she just went straight to the left.
So Jessica Zulu, Judith Zulu rather, steps up. So now the question is, who is going to miss? Zulu! Sticks guesses the right way, but there's enough power behind that ball to get into the back of the net. So one penalty left from both sides. So a miss now, James, and the other scores could be crucial. So nerves are now going to take center stage for most of these players.
Absolutely. Sticks gets the right way, but the power, as from Ngoyi and the other teammates, they can only hope that Makubela scores this one and to give Ayanda the chance to make a crucial save.
But and the keeper has, for the first time, chosen a side, but still can't get there as Bambanani Mbane gets it into the back of the net.
Power behind the ball, even though Mbane gets the right way, but that power, it was something else. Great penalties overall from all the ladies that have taken them. Now, Africa's finest, women's #1 keeper, will she come with the goods to retain the silverware for Sundowns ladies? It will be only up against the Malenga, who had a fantastic and a solid game for that matter. This is the moment. This is it.
Come at the hour. Come at the lady. Malenga. And Dlamini gets a hand onto it, but it's not strong enough. We move to side and death. 5-5. The two teams are level. Even the first 5 penalties couldn't separate the two sides. Shows how strong they are.
Absolutely. And again, we spoke about that left-hand side, because look from where she just took one step, and because of her body already down, it made it difficult for her to have that strong hand, as that power pierced through her hand and went straight into the net to level the score on penalty shooter. So let's hope Tyler Schmidt do the honors, because trust me, if on a sudden death, if you miss and they score, can you imagine the feeling of it? Trust me, I can attest from these situations.
I'm going to find stats. But for now, let's see what Talia Schmidt can do. James Mayenga has admitted and confessed. Can Tyler Schmidt does it? And they say from Wane, James Mayenga has missed these before. He knows the pressure of it. And more than anything, he cursed Tyler Schmidt.
She managed to show us the red word, but you could say maybe she has moved a little bit earlier when the ball was taken, but again, to her credit, because she managed to spot it well, and that yard managed to steal her that advantage to make sure that she put a strong hand.
Now, Andile Dlamini needs to save this to keep Mamelodi Sundowns in it.
It looks like
Mwemba needs to score this to get Green Buffaloes crowned champions of COSAFA. And Andile Dlamini steps up to the plate as you asked him. Cometh the hour, and cometh the lady decisive save.
We spoke about heroes being made, and heroines for that matter. Ayanda Dlamini, I'm not surprised. Where it mattered most, she delivered the goods to the dismay of her teammates. It's game on.
Game on indeed, as Lalana Dawiti steps up. She needs to convert this penalty. If she does not convert it, it is advantage to Green Buffaloes. If she converts it, Green Buffaloes will be under pressure. So Dawiti, not a long run up. Dawiti, the keeper will obviously be confident after having saved it. And Dawiti looks to get fancy about things, and as she does that, she scoops it over the crossbar. She knows how much it meant. She goes down with regrets. So
she went underneath the ball. Wrong technique. She scooped it over and it ballooned over the crossbar. To be consoled by Mbane. But look, is the lottery of penalties. Surely, somewhere, somehow, one has to miss.
Memory Ntala steps up for Green Buffaloes. Remember, for Green Buffaloes, in their memories, they've never lifted this trophy. Their memories are those of them losing against Mamelodi Sundowns by 1-0 in the semi-final. Can she create new memories for Green Buffaloes as she steps up, Isntala, against Africa's finest? Ntala, and she can't get it into the back of the net. Had the keeper beaten, she was rooted into the ground, and the ball is ballooned over. The lottery of penalties, the heartache, the pressure builds on.
Poor penalties. Sudden death, it's all about pressure. And they're melting against pressure. With Amanda Dlamini well beaten at that point in time, the ball couldn't drop earlier to hit the target. It's up to Sundowns now.
4 of the penalties have been taken, 2 apiece from the 2 sides. 2 saves, 2 misses. Pressure on Trini Murifi. Murifi couldn't get it beyond Mbwana. Mbwana with the second save. So, since the 5 regulated penalties have been taken, none of the sudden death penalties have been buried into the back of the net. The keepers have done outstandingly well. The players have failed themselves as well.
If you look at it, Mbwana has already committed. It was from Rife to lift a head up and put it on the other side of the thing. But because of a casual approach, she ended up missing. This game just reminds me of the Iwisa Spectacular between Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates, where Sidwell Mabuye scored the 10th penalty and Pirates went to win the Spectacular by 10-9.
Now the captain does it, and the Zambian champions have been crowned the COSAFA Cup champions. So, firstly, the first mission was to book a place in Morocco. They did that. They got into the final, and the mission was to write their name on the history books and engrave it on the trophy, displacing Mamelodi Sundowns. All it took 2 hours of football and penalties also. They've went through the battle. They've went through the stress. The tears justify the battle they went through. Tears of joy, tears of sorrow.
They believed from the first whistle. They believed that they are the best. And for them to be the best, they had to compete with the reigning champions. And for them to dethrone the reigning champions, it means they needed confidence. Unfortunately for Dlamini, she did everything that she could do between the sticks. But if it's not your day, Bafana, it's not a day. Make or break as they look up to the heavens to say, thank you, Lord. You never let us down. We believed in you. We kept the faith. We ran our race. And we managed to be victorious after the lottery of penalties.
That outlet of pressure going pure, and you know that you are champions.
Can you imagine for the first time doing it away from home, how it feels? Some might say it was a sweet revenge because they went through all the sorrows last year when they lost to Mamelodi Sundowns. But this time around, inconsolable Lelona, she has done everything. It's a lottery of penalties. It can go either way. Even the best players in the continent, they have missed some.
So you miss some, you win some. This is the story and how things end today at the Sugar Ray Ulu Stadium. Mamelodi Sundowns and Green Buffaloes played to a 0-0 draw of 2 hours of football, and then after the lottery of penalties, it is Green Buffaloes that win it by 6-5.
I am pleased to start with the player of the match, Bambanani Mbane, who gets herself, of course, the player of the match accolade. To give her that is Indira Albuquerque. Bambanan, I don't even know where to start because you look at your tournament run as Mamelodi Sundowns. You came into the tournament defending champions, already targets on your back. Today, Green Buffaloes pushes you all the way to extra time penalties. Tell me what it took for the team just to get through that penalty shootout.
I think we played well as a team, and I'm proud of the girls. They fought from the first whistle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was not ours, but I'm proud of the girls. We did our job, and yeah, man, we move on. So I'm proud of them.
You know, when I spoke to coach, I said to him, you come against a side that has not conceded, defensively very strong. And we could see that this team, as much as you were pushing hard, they were pushing you right back.
You know, zonke team edlala neMamelodi Sundowns ziya hard. So besilindele yonke into namhlanje, but yeah, I'm proud kakhulu nge-girls. We tried our level best, unfortunately.
Bambanana, I must say, because you being one of the experienced players, good team, when I look at your pairing, Nontlapwe Emuva, whenever you're under pressure, how do you always just remain so cool and so calm and just showing that level of maturity?
I think siqale since siqale gymini. So coach nguyosixela ukuthi sidlala ibhola. No matter now bafake pressure, but thina must stay calm.
Well, we know that you lost, but you still go to Morocco. But are you still happy about going to Morocco, or would you have wanted to go knowing that you are champions of COSAFA?
Yeah, ngenzeka ukuthi siye eMorocco and sizafika sisebenza kanzima. Le namhlanje into it doesn't mean ukuthi ase Morocco inhloko zesijongise phansi.
Bambanan, ngiyabonga sisima.
Thank you so much.
Bambanan Mbane of Mamelodi Sundowns saying that the team worked really, really hard, but they were really pushed to the brink. Coach Jerry, you threw everything at them, coach. You tried counter-attacks, you tried defense splitting passes, you tried to stretch them wide. Coach, there's everything you tried, all the way to a penalty shootout. What else could you have done?
Look, I guess today it wasn't to be. We tried everything, you know. We tried everything that it's in football. We tried, like you said, we tried to stretch them down the wings. We couldn't penetrate them. We tried to play a combination, play through the middle. It wasn't to be, you know. We've made a few subs. If you go to extra time with 9 players in the field and still press the team so high, credit must go to my players. They did their level best, you know. It's a pity that penalty shootout, it's a lottery. It's anybody's game. We also had a chance to take it, but I don't think, even if we had to play another 1 hour, we're not going to win this game.
Coach, I think just even from both sides, just you could see there was that hunger from both sides, but by the time it got to the penalty shootout, you could see that both teams had given all that they can. When you look at the fact that even the penalty shootout went to sudden death, and it came down to Andile stepping up, and she did in certain moments.
Yeah, it's true. Both teams, they showed hunger, you know. We both wanted it more than any other team. But it wasn't to be today for my side, and we don't have to despair. We still got a lot to offer. We still got Hollywood to play for. We still got we still got to go and defend that title, which is Champions League. We've learned a lot of things from this game. Going forward, it's not going to be easy. Teams are studying us. We need to up our game, you know. So we'll definitely do that. We'll go back to drawing board and try harder to improve on some of the aspects of the game.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank
All
you.
the best for Morocco. Joining me now is the winning coach, of course, of Green Buffaloes. So much grit his team showed today. Coach, what a tough game. They pushed you all the way to the end. What did it take for your team, Coach, to just win this title today?
Yeah, we fought to the end against the best team in Africa, not only in our sub-region, but in Africa. You saw how the game went. They were 1 man down, but they looked as if they are the ones who were more than us, you see. So it's a great team. We really thank God for this victory. Yeah, we can't take anything away from them. It's a great team, yes. Sure.
Quickly before I let you go, Coach, what does this win mean finally, Coach?
Yes, this win means a lot for me and my team as well. This is the thing we have been dreaming about. We knew there were Sundowns who are the best, but we had that bigger dream to get this cup, to get our hands on this cup, which has come to pass now. We really thank God. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Sure, you're welcome.
Let's throw it up to our commentary team.
Well, after hard work of the game, Mamelodi Sundowns had 10 shots at goal. 2 of them were on target versus the 11th goal attempts that have been had by Green Buffaloes. Then 5 of them were on target. You look, Mamelodi Sundowns controlled the game for the better part of it. They've seen most of the ball, but couldn't really make it count in spaces that it needed.
Poor decision making in the final third was one of the downfalls of Mamelodi Sundowns ladies team today.
So the winners as well as losers medals and the referees now will be stepping up to take their medals under very drizzling conditions. It's pouring now with rain. As you look at the medals, of course the ones on your far right, those will be the gold medals that will be given to the officials, and then the next one that look white will be the bronze medal that will be given to Double Action for finishing third in the tournament, and the one with the pink lanyard will be the silver medals for the losers Mamelodi Sundowns, and the ones in navy will be the gold medals for Green Buffaloes.
It is a beautiful atmosphere and memories as the cup has been ushered into the stage by brilliant Kozwayo.
A homeboy in KZN, a former Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper, and Amazulu, a goalkeeper, of course, in the brilliant Kozwayo. So the referees will be the first ones to step up and take their accolades.
And these are type of moments in football that you'll cherish as an official and a player, where you have to earn your accolades under the SU dignitaries that are in attendance.
So the referees receiving their medals. They've really done well the T2 as the referees. So they've kept this tournament going. But this augurs well for women's football in the country also, to say that they've done well. Also in Africa, the women's football is certainly on the rise. We talked about Nigeria and Ghana currently representing Africa in the Under-20 FIFA World Cup.
It shows that the playing fields are getting leveled now, so it's only for the SADC region to compete competitively in the elite leagues or at international stages.
Yes, so these two teams will go on to represent the Southern African region in the Total Energies CAF Women's Champions League that will be played in Morocco later in the year. Is Mamelodi Sundowns as well as Green Buffaloes of Zambia, and also representing the Southern region also next year in the FIFA Women's World Cup. It will be South Africa as well as Zambia from this very region. They'll be joining up with Nigeria as well as Morocco for having been the finalists of the WAFCON of 2022. So now we're going to move on to individual awards for the players. So to be given the individual award for Double Action, a Fair Play Award being awarded to Khaanya Diwi. So goalkeeper of the tournament gets the golden glove, and Aisha Mbwana is walking away with that accolade.
I'm not surprised. She only conceded on penalties. On open play, she had a solid game between the sticks.
Goalkeeper of the year in the Zambian Super Division, and goes on to get crowned goalkeeper of the tournament also. So Golden Boot of the year also will go to Irene Lungu, who's managed to score 5 goals. It got a brace on the first match. This was against Young Buffaloes of Eswatini, and on the second match she managed to get herself a hat-trick. against Olympic de Moroni.
She had a fantastic tournament. It started off with the WAFCON, and she continued that rich form in helping Green Buffaloes to win their maiden trophy.
Player of the tournament with 3 goals. And discipline also counted for this one in Melinda Khadiete of Mamelodi Sundowns ladies.
She has done tremendously well. Khadiete also the form from the WAFCON rubbing off with the team. So as defending champions, unfortunately she couldn't do that, but on a personal level she will be happy with the contribution.
Happy with the contribution is also the team of Botswana as well. Botswana champions in a double action. They managed to win the game against Olympic de Moroni earlier on to ensure that they are the 3rd best side, and for that effort they'll be given their bronze medals.
They staged a good fight against Mamelodi Sundowns in drawing 1-1. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the number of goals to topple Mamelodi Sundowns ladies on the log standing, hence they received bronze. But they did well again earlier this afternoon to come. The likes of Radio Kanye and also Ontlameti and Mokhozi as part of the national team. Mokingwe, even in goals, she did superbly well.
They really done well as double action. First to really put Mamelodi Sundowns under pressure in this tournament. Mamelodi Sundowns hasn't battled in any tournament, even in the local league. Mamelodi Sundowns hasn't really found themselves battling, but they were the first one to exert pressure on Mamelodi Sundowns. That paid off well, ensuring that they pick up their first points in the tournament, and hoping to try and beat Costa del Sol. They had a mountain to climb, so it was very difficult for them to do so, because Costa del Sol, also Mozambican champions, first time in the tournament, there were no pushovers.
Absolutely, there wasn't any pushovers for that matter. And as for double action, they came in to upset the Apricots because they knew that Sundowns beat them 6-0 last year. So this time around, they vowed to say, we're not going to lose again to the reigning champions. And they did it with so much aplomb.
So they started the story of revenge. When they knew that Mamelodi Sundowns beat them by 6-0. They managed to pick up a point against Mamelodi Sundowns, and that battle was now left off also to Green Buffaloes to also get a revenge of their own, having to come back in this tournament. It's great to see that the returning teams have all finished in the top 3. You would remember Mamelodi Sundowns, Green Buffaloes, as well as Double Action are returning teams, with the latter two having played in the semi-finals. So Mamelodi Sundowns will pick up a medal, a color they're not so familiar with.
At times you lose some, you win some, but again it's the lessons that you learn from such kind of moments, when you just suffer the loss and you just have to pick yourself up, because Morocco is waiting for you at a club level. So they need to know to say, you know what, as reigning champions going to represent SADC region, we need to up our game. If we thought it was going to be a walk on the park, trust me, we're still gonna face stiffer competitions in Morocco.
So the great challenge awaits. Yes, they have lost this one, but they will gracefully pick up their silver medals as runners-up. They had the good numbers. They started brightly, 8-1 victory in the first game against Costa del Sol, gone on to take on Double Action and couldn't get the victory against Double Action, even though they had chances and chances that presented themselves, and today played 2 hours of football and couldn't get the results out of it. Lottery of penalties, that's how they lose it.
It was not their day. They tried everything. Unfortunately, there wasn't perfection or joy in terms of it. So the opposition upped their game. So they just need to pick up from where they left off today to say, you know what, it's always good to win, but when you lose, there are more lessons that you learn out of it.
A lot of lessons that will be taken, of course, by coach Jerry Shabalala along with his technical team, is to take your chances when they present themselves. Take your chances when you still have them.
It means you have to wrap the game as soon as possible, because once you keep on dragging and dragging, the opposition get confidence. But at the end of the day, credit must get to Coach Halubono for being spot on in terms of his tactical approach, and the implementation from his team has been sublime.
Sublime implementation sees them crowned champions of this year's edition of the COSAFA Champions League playoffs and the qualifiers for the Total Energies CAF Women's Champions League. They've really done well. They've done their best to ensure that, yes, it's pouring down with rains of blessings.
Imfula ya mikateko yi tisa tinhenha namuntlha tinhenha ti humile eZambia.
Yes, champions have come out of Zambia. Rain of blessings brings out champions, and that is how they will be ushered now onto the stage. Natalia, having come off the bench, leads the team in now having to go and pick up their medals. Man, they know they deserved it. They know they worked hard for it. This speaks volume as far as women's football in the land has grown in length and breadth of Africa. They've done well for themselves. Dalia becomes the first one to pick up the medal. She has really done well since coming on. Kept Trina Morife very quiet on the wing also.
She ran a race and made sure that she added to the impact she was looking for. As for Grace Chanda, she did very well. Same with Irene Nongo, Molenga, and also Musasa at the back. They have been resolute. I was not surprised with the kind of performance they've dished out, why they didn't concede in their last two games coming into the final, and that brought the hope and the sense of belief to say, if we defend well, we've got a chance to upset Mamelodi Sundowns ladies team.
Well, they did well to defend themselves very well. They took on the champions of Eswatini in the first game, beat them by 4 goals to nil. A praise from the top goal scorer of this year's tournament in Irene Lungu, and went on in the second game to make sure that they win by 4 goals to nil. This was against the Comoros, champions in Olympic de Moroni, when they beat them by 4 goals to nil. 2 clean sheets in 2 matches. They get into the final. They keep yet another clean sheet. That is why Aisha Mbwana has been crowned the goalkeeper of the tournament. The Zambians really came to make the statement, and they've done it so.
Without a doubt. But more importantly, it's how they respected Sundowns off the field, but in the field of play, they make sure that they impose their style of play. They don't give them time and chance on the ball to apply themselves correctly, hence the high press work. The likes of Ganda, she will be happy with their effort, even though she might pick a slight injury, but those are casualties of war to say, you know what, we did it. And if also Captain Fantastic Ambina in the middle of the park extremely well, she put her foot where it mattered most for the team.
Put a foot where it mattered most for the team. That's the what that has. So there's more medals that have been given this year simply because the number of official players you could register had gone up from 20 to 25, meaning that there's more medals on offer now. So you will see the whole delegation of Zambia, of the Green Buffaloes of Zambia, going on and receive medals. Now, for the moment that we've been waiting for, from the 7th of August right up until today, we waited to crown the team that will go on to being the champion, get their name engraved on that trophy. The delegates hold it up. The Premier, the President of SAFA, Dr. Danny Jordan, is holding it up and will be handing it over to Juan Benya, the captain of Green Buffaloes. A moment for a picture, a moment that they will not forget. She hoisted high up as they celebrate. They've done it. They've come, they've seen, they've conquered. They are the champions of the COSAFA the COSAFA Champions League. And qualify for Morocco. And they will come back, of course, to defend this trophy this time next year. It's been great. It's been wonderful, James.
Absolutely, absolutely great. These are the moments that they've been waiting for. These are turning moments for them. If you can dream it, it means you can live it. You just have to believe, and they believed, they delivered the goods.
Believe is everything. Green Buffaloes 2022 COSAFA CAF Women's Champions League champions. They have displaced Mamelodi Sundowns at the top of the throne. They are crowned queens.
have it. Green Buffaloes finally lift their maiden trophy. They are the ones who walk away victorious. It took a penalty shootout to separate these two sides. After 90 minutes of play, it was a goalless draw. After extra time, it was a goalless draw. But after a grueling penalty shootout as well as sudden death, it was Green Buffaloes who emerged victorious. A maiden trophy for them, beating the defending champions right here at home on home soil. Finally, the same team that took them out of the semi-finals last year, beating them 1-0. Redemption for the Zambian side over the Queens of Africa today. But both teams will be going to Morocco as well. So interesting to see if they will meet each other once again. But as we wrap it all up here, from me, Mbaliskiti, the amazing crew that brought you this entire production, we wrap it up. We say cheers, bye. See you in Gqeberha.